just going to do a surprise live. I do like to do these once in a while. I am probably going to do maybe a panel tonight, possibly. We'll see what happens there. Um, so many people going live, and everybody's hanging out there all the time, and man, that's where all the juicy stuff is at. If that's your cup of tea, and I think for most of you it probably is, but I don't speak for all. Um, let's see here. Well, I wanted to talk about something a little serious here, just for a minute. Shout out to that replay crew. I was looking at my old channel, my original channel that I merged as the character or the channel name, if you will, of Honest Dave. And above and behold, I found solo streams. I found panels, some of which had as high as well 400 to 700 views. I know the one I did a solo stream. I started using that Prism Live, but there's more control. I can see what's going on in the mod audit log when I go live, like here, So it's kind of better this way, even though I don't have my little character doing his figure eights, the guy with the spiked hair and the leather jacket and the sunglass, and rocking the sunglasses with all that swag going on. I made a couple of years ago. I can't even find that website I made him on either. So I might kick it one of these days on that original channel. I still got full access to that thing. I would drop the link, here, and then kind of do an Honest Abe reunion. That would be fun. Um, anyways, let's see here. Talking about like gR8. I know that Lisa B had put up a tab about it, and putting out her condolences and all that. Was a nice thing to do. I had learned through a source of mine that had noted that they had spoken to her next of kin and confirmed it. So that's not coming from me, although it is secondhand. That's what I got, and that's really a shame. I will say this about her. I know that there was times where, don't get me wrong, she became a bit overbearing on panels when she would just carry away. But you got to give her this. She was a lot of fun, and I remember having her on my panel. Not that too awful long ago. Probably it's been a couple months or so now. And I did drop her. I dropped everybody. There was like 5 people on there. That was a night that I believe even Bird and Steph were on my panel. So I remember that, and I will say that her and I had to talk about it later, and no harm. It was no harm, no foul. And I do believe if you know her real true story, I know like people like Rick Rude would, and back then it would have been Huckleberry, and those people would always denounce because those are the kind of people. Even Bedtime Clown does that. I'd never hear her do it with her, but I know he did take some jabs. But these are the kind of people that will always denounce anyone that's done anything, in their professional lives, that a lot of us have done, in many different ways, and jobs that are in emergency services, jobs that are public sector, civil service, fire service, law enforcement, and even medic. And in her particular case, she was a an emergency room trauma nurse. And her story, as she had told it, which is very, very true. She had her ex-husband as a cop that was involved in saving somebody's life with a knife stabbing attack in Texas some years ago, until he got doxxed, of course, and a lot of threats and things like that after being doxxed. And those kind of things are quite common, in those kind of fields. So, and we all know that her and Justin were kind of together. Is that you, Freeside? If it is, I mean, you're not blocked as far as I know on your main account, but I don't know if that's really him or not because it says Officer Freeside. Um, let's see here. Is that really you though? Um, where are we at here? So, what happened to her? Her story, and unfortunately, a lot of her time was spent on. And I'm not saying this as a jab or a stab at Lisa, but I say this because, as you know, unfortunately, Lisa's lost probably like probably three channels, two or three of them along the way. One time, when everybody was on there, ASMR was on there, and she gave him the keys and all of that drama that was going on, where everybody was hanging out on her channel for the longest time. When she got that notoriety, and hey, good for her. I mean, if you can have a channel with 10, or you can have a channel with 100 or 1,000 people watching, it really matters is for your audience. We're creators. We're here for you. This is not my full-time gig. I'm not monetized. I have no plan on doing that. I work full-time, as many of you know, lots of hours, many 12 plus hour shifts later. That. So, anyways, let's see. So what happened to her at some point in her career, and this was not. I don't think that it wasn't too awful long before she kind of first came around the Ben on YouTube. Now, Justin, of course, had been around for a long, long time, had been covering lots of old cows. How do you know wildlife, Wanda? Welcome. But his channel is No Good Reason to Stream, and I knew that's where I knew him from so long ago, and it was Instalex. What's going on, my guy? How you doing there, man? We're just doing a chill stream here, by the way, off subject, off key, I seen apparently Julia in Vegas Valley's chat last night on an alt account. I have a link to that if that's really her, but she's still out there. I miss seeing her on the panel though. She was really one of the ones who I don't know. I just hearing her on there. I'm good, man. I'm good. There's the regular free side. So I was just as shocked as everyone was to hear the news. I didn't put it out there, and I know Lisa put it out there, and that's why I feel more talk about it now. I've known about this for a few days. How you doing, John Henzo? Nemesis reincarnated has fallen to the YouTube tomb, unfortunately. He himself is fine, however, he did delete his channel. I have confirmed it's not hidden. I have the link to it, and it shows the account was closed. Maybe he'll come back later. He's got a lot going on in his life too. Who doesn't? So anyways, gR8, back to gR8 here for just a minute. A lot of the content, a lot of the panels that she got on were lost in the course of time because she spent a lot of her time on and some of her old channels that are gone now. The channel she's got now, there's only a limited number of panels I remember seeing her get on. Not a whole lot of them, but she was definitely on there. As long as those are still up, you can go back and definitely catch those in the archives. She hasn't been on in a minute, and now I know why. I did learn of the details, kind of what happened there, and I'm not going to, this is, again, I got this from someone I know who had spoken to one of her next of kin on the telephone. So for her, as an ED, actually, it's called an emergency department. Everybody calls it the ER, but same thing. Was a registered nurse, an RN, and everyone, if anyone knows anything about a hospital environment, aside from like a surgical ward, operating room or something, where it has to be sterile, You have to be gowned. You have to full gowned up and everything on there to go in there, of course, because even the slightest possible contamination of a germ could potentially lead to the difference of life and death when there's a major operation going on with a patient, undoubtedly. So in her case, though, working in the ED or ER, if you will, as a trauma nurse, and that's a very tough gig. Shout out to all those nurses out there. Um, she made a mistake with hospital, what's called PPE or personal protective equipment protocol, and unfortunately for her, it cost her her vision. She had been apparently, obviously been with their handling a patient and some kind of an infection, because she's wearing her rubber latex gloves, medical gloves. Well, they're usually like blue or purple or black, whatever. Had rubbed her eye, and that's what happened. And you can only imagine, guys, what it would be like. And I'm hope I never have to experience this, or any of you, to go from having full vision, whatever her vision was, being able to see things. I mean, and then go from that to becoming legally blind, and not being able to drive, not being able to see a computer screen, to do things on her by herself. And that is kind of the story of gR8. And so she came to us a couple of years ago, and brought us. Look, it's can be soup for the soul when you're going through stuff like that. A lot of people come on here, and there's a lot of bad shit going on in their lives, and they come on here looking to kind of I don't know, bridge the gap between them and reality. We all know, far be it from it, of course, but I guess just a way to kind of get it off their minds. I can say that for a lot of people, even some of the people that are no longer here, that were part of my original the community that I was mingling in. It doesn't exist. It's no longer around. Everybody's it crumbled and fell apart. I could get into all that, for the next 3 or 4 hours. But what's the point? Who cares? But that community by the time I got back on here, and I say back on here, and even started doing like the very first panel in 2022, and that was 4 years ago, was people. I'm sure people know, some people would remember me from back then, but some would not. And I was not Honest Day before I came back. In 22 under that name. This account that you guys are on right now, this channel, was used for my MBA college classes to upload video presentations. And if y'all had the link, it was on you. You could have watched some of those boring ass videos I was doing for part of the classes that I was taking. That was back when I was working at the college, the university. So anyway, we wound up on this channel because of getting copyright struck on the other channels, and then I just landed here, and we've just stayed here ever since. So I'm not a huge channel. I've never bragged about being what like a guy like Mike Cerrone or any of them would call themselves the god or the king of trolling or whatever. I'm not even a troll, but and looking at his situation, and there was somebody that, I'm not going to name drop them, but in a Discord server had put out a clip of some of the police chatter, radio traffic going on involving that, and I sat and listened to that about 5 or 6 times to get the full grasp of, because there was other radio traffic that was unrelated that kind of goes halfway through, and then it begins for the what was going on with the call to service to his residents. So in that realm, you got somebody who's got a lot on their plate, a lot going on. I'm not sitting here saying that this is not self-inflicted, as far as like when I say that, I mean like all the problems that this guy accrued in his lifetime, which wound up in the court systems and guy not having a job, and the stories we've heard, if they're true, which I have no reason to believe they're not, we've seen him on here night after night screaming at the top of his lungs on YouTube panel after YouTube panel in the wee hours of the morning, and he lives with his parents, and that can't be good for them to have to sit there. And here's this, is he like 50 years old or something, hearing him just screaming at people on YouTube panels all night. I mean, it's so counterproductive. I've got clips and live stream downloads from even last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that, where I'm doing the very same thing, typically during the daytime or more like in the early evening or sometimes late evening hours, but mostly during the day. And I don't have elderly parents around to have to worry about keeping things quiet and peaceful for them to enjoy their retirement, which my parents are now, of course, to have to hear me scream at people as I'm being dogpiled and gaslit on goddamn, I'm sorry, dang YouTube panels. Blasphemy. Hit me, God hit me with lightning again. Lightning strikes the same place twice, right? Right. So, it's it's just relentless trolling. And I've recently talked to Mike on a couple different channels. Kane's comedy. I keep wanting to say catharsis. And what channel was that at? Angel NFLs, I think maybe. And he, don't get me wrong, is a complete total asshat, and pretty much as far as I'm concerned, deserved all he got. They can't troll the Abe. It's damn straight, bro. Right there, right there, right. So, but you take a guy who's in his 50s, no job, and is all these legal follies, getting arrested and getting arrested on Joey's panel. That clip is all out there, and getting arrested again and again. And a lot of shit going on, and then him implying what he was going to do to himself, which you know, on a panel. But yeah, listen. Sometimes that's the very reason some of these people wind up on here, is because there's so much shit going on in their lives that's just so effed up that they land out here, and it just makes a bad situation that much worse, as far as I'm concerned, because you're on channels and panels of people that just do relentless trolling, and you're going to fall down the rabbit hole and get sucked in there, and like a black hole, man. You'll be stuck in the event horizon, spiraling out of control, and you get sucked into the point of singularity, and all the accusations that later people all the one go to, and I honestly would love to see this. We're never going to see this, guys, hear me out. We're never gonna see this. But and this has been going on since the beginning of the internet, with social anything, AOL chat rooms, Yahoo chat groups, even on MySpace, AOL. I had an AOL homepage, and it's just beginning a time of people just tossing out unsubstantiated accusations at everybody that they're a PDF file, or they're a stalker, or they're whatever, and it's just like crying wolf. I mean, the problem with that been going on so long and just it's just continuous, is that it's like, okay, so remember when car alarms first came out? You guys remember that? I sure do. When I was a kid, and everyone heard those for the first time and were like, oh my god, what is going on? There's a real emergency going on. Someone's breaking into someone's car right now. Quick, call the cops. So, but nowadays you hear a car alarm going off, unless you hear somebody screaming, um, or tires screeching, people just, it's like background noise. It's like ambient sound, only much louder and more annoying. Yeah, and that. So It's just like take the recent accusations that people, only a small handful of them, have been making about me. If only they knew that, for if you go back in time, to say, like 3 years ago, I was friends with a guy known as Smiley Central, and boy, did that make emo Hollingwolf mad. And I can see why. That guy used to troll the living daylights out of him. But so did Hum Along If You Can't Sing Along. But anyways, well, he didn't really troll him though. Hum Along just sort of like replayed his content, and kind of went over it and curtailed it, and stuff. And that's much the same as that troll auditing the trolls guy Tats was doing with PDF, poor dirt farmer, landing on the PDF elves radar before they ultimately subsequently doxed him by putting out his discharge document 214. So that was done like a thumbnail on one of their videos. It's probably still there. Hey, shout out to Nemesis. Nemesis is the only guy, as far as I know, in the history of history, and even guys like Rick Crude would get "We the People" Tyrant War on in their chat. I mean, the regular actual them. There was socks of them along the way, but so Nemesis went live one night. And this is a couple of years ago, and I'm sure he's going to catch wind of this. Actually, had both the Tyrant Wars and the PDF Elves in the chat talking together, and they were both tag teaming. Whoever was behind the controls of those channels was tag teaming it, obviously, and all of that. It's crazy, crazy. Yes, I actually do have screenshots of that. I'm gonna have to do some serious digging in my vault. I just found some old screenshots, some of which are 8 years old, that I had that somebody had requested, and that took considerable time of my own free time to go find those. So, and I did find them. And I was pretty impressed with myself. Like, woohoo! And I found, because of Rebel doing those edited video cut clips videos that he did of me more recent, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and show what my original avatar looked like when I came back on in October of 2022. Was nowhere around YouTube in August of 2021. I took a 2 or 3 year hiatus. I was completely gone off of here. I was not on a sock account. I was not on an Alta, anything. I was nowhere to be found. I got to tell you guys something. It was the absolute time of my life. How you doing, Andrea Knows? Andrea knows. I did find the panel where the Detective Gomez guy got on there, and the guy Scott, and what's his name? Fellowmon, and Urban Disciple was in the chat. I don't know if he came on the panel or not, but I did find that live stream on my backup channels where we were all at that one night, and that's a whole different side of YouTube. Andrea, you know about that one. I think you were around then, weren't you? I mean, you were around. I don't. You were on my channel that night. So that was a couple of years ago now. And, I thought, well, we can make some of this stuff public again. But then I thought, what's the use? Who cares? It's old news. Some of the stuff is still going on with people, and what does it matter? I mean, what's it matter, guys? Give it another 5, 10, 15 years from now, nobody's going to care about any of this stuff at all. I often wondered, what would, future gens of us think to be able to hear our voices on this. I'm going to say archives of this platform somewhere else. And the reason I say that's because I don't think YouTube's going to be around in, and for another, let's give it 30 years. Social media is going to be completely revamped. The whole And a guy like Brian King is gonna cringe at this, but the whole AI, artificial intelligence, whole realm is going to overtake, and what we're doing on our devices is going to just be a thing of the past. Cell phones are going to be going through satellite, I think, within the next decade, not hitting ground Earth towers. What do you guys think? The disadvantage of satellite is when it's rainy and cloudy and rainy and stormy, the signal gets choppy, and it's very prevalent with anything satellite. So it's there's a lot of space between the exosphere and the troposphere where weather conditions occur. So it's just kind of goes along with the territory. Um, so that being said, I just kind of want to come on here, reminisce a little bit about, and just kind of remember gR8 for who she was and who she is, what she means to us. If you were one of the ones who got a chance to know her, and she did add a lot of flavor to the panel. You got to give her that. And as much of the many like living hells is that she was enduring and adapting to this new life of being legally blind. I don't care what degens like Rick Rude say. All that guy is completely a derailer. He detracts from everything, denounces anything everyone's ever done, that he's not done. We all know the drill. And but for her sake and her like legacy online, I would definitely give her a shout out and say, gR8, thanks for the good times. Let the good times roll in the heavens above, and keep heaven entertained. And I would say that for anyone we've lost out here, that you may have come to know along the way, that is sadly since passed, and even for my foes. And I'm not going to get too religious on here, but I believe God wants us. It's to forgive, but not forget, and that's so we don't get taken advantage of, used by peasants again, and so I mean pessimists, but the so I don't hold a grudge against some of the people when I first came back on here that were kind of taking cheap shots at me, and they were hosting panels and letting people get on there and run their mouths and talk shit, and call me all kinds of nasty names, things that I am clearly not, and then blocking me off their channels so I couldn't even get on there and respond. That even went on in some of the Discord servers. AAA, you ought to know. So you kind of came around a little later on for some of the later stuff, but I did notice. I did notice that on mine. This is somebody most of you probably aren't going to know, but on my point one channel, that was the channel I lost and I got back 6 months later. There was someone sub to my channel that I had no clue, none whatsoever. And I actually recollected back in 23 when I first started doing live streams on like that channel. I remember them making a few comments on some of my live streams, and I am going to actually go back and try to find some of those. And I would do a shout out to that person because they've sadly since passed too. Never really got to know them. However, I know they had prior been on a panel or two. My memory serves me right, going way back in the day. And I am going to give a shout out to this person tonight. And that's for you, Mama Bubbles. I saw that she was subbed to my other channel. And I remember I think it was her son came on the community tab on her channel and announced her passing. Cancer is a bastard, guys. It really is. And I was looking at some of the archive stuff on another friend of mine's channel known as Swammy. And he passed on February 2nd of 3 years ago, 23, and it's like, holy cow! Just kind of look at some of this little archive stuff. You know what I mean? So there is that. That is looks like the regular Vegas VIPs. Didn't even know you knew about my channel, man. But what's going on? Doing a solo stream. You know, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't give everyone. I almost timed this guy out. A chance to have a wrench. So there you go. There you go. But these are people kind of in my past, kind of in a smaller sector of YouTube. And again, like by the time I got back on again, unfortunately, that community was like literally split in half right down the middle. Right down the middle, man. I'm like, what in the hell's going on out here? I have a night ton of catching up to do, and and what have you, to figure out what in the Shanghai is going on out here. Why is this community like completely divided? I mean, hell, these all y'all used to get on panels together and have big ass panels, man. And now it's like, it's just like not the magic is gone, man. It's lost. I've compared it to like when you take a dive bar and you just completely regut it and revamp it, remodel it, make it all modern looking and everything, and all like shiny and all like you know how I mean, squeaky clean, static clean looking cling, and it just kills the atmosphere, man. And you lose your crowd. It's like the worst thing you could possibly do. I often thought of that show like Bar Rescue. Not like a lot of that shit staged, right? Yeah, right. And thinking to myself, how many of these bars were like a smashing huge success when they drove out the original crowd out of there and revamped it? Okay, so maybe the bars are in trouble like as it was already, but they're I mean, unless you got a bunch of yuppies and shit in your town, or whatever out of town that's going to come to your town and visit your tavern, how is this going to really like be a huge hit? I mean, you're literally taking your bar and turning the freaking thing into like a gourmet freaking restaurant. How do you make that happen? So beats the heck out of me. Definitely positive energy, positive vibes for all. Thanks for stopping by, Wildlife. I'm not going to be here too much longer. I just want to get on here and say hi to y'all and what's going on, and all of that. Let us see here. I don't know what else I'm gonna think of to say. I know I saw someone doing one of these like these are annoying as like vertical streams. This YouTube mobile direct thing, and they had shared the link. You can share the link with like one other person, and you can have one other guest on with you. Did you guys know that? You can actually do that by doing this. I mean, sure, it's a lot more simplistic than like going live on like StreamYards or Streamlabs, or the god awful Restream.io. There's like Evmux. That was another one that's not so popular, but it's out there. I was actually going to get that instead of this. Or, I mean, StreamYard. This isn't StreamYard, of course. But then StreamYard did this big summer sale last year where I got it for, I think it was like, I don't know, like $19 a month by paying the whole year in advance. And I'm like, not only yeah, but hell yeah, dude. I'm doing that. People are like, man, I'm paying $40 a month for freaking StreamYard, and I'm just doing this for fun, for personal, like personal profit, not actually even making a dime off of this. And even if you are making money, man, you ain't making no money because you got to be tying it all up paying for StreamYard, man. Do panels, so and I'll be honest with you, I do kind of a mix. People were like screaming at me to do panels last year, and because I was doing more of these solo stream things, and that's why I finally said, okay, fine, I'll just bite the bullet and just go and do it, and that's why I did it. I haven't used it a ton. I mean, it's got unlimited hours, but I've used it enough where I said to me it was worth it just in having fun, you know. We had some pretty good panels. We've had some good panels. We are yet to have some, my friends and foes. We have yet to have some good panels out there. So, yeah, I think what else to say. Like again, shout out to that replay crew. The whole um, Rebel and Rada tag team troll their attempt. I know that, and I cringe. I hate to say this, but I am going to say this. I cringe. Say, ah, I know for a fact, and I'm always the one to preach to you guys. You know me, to sit there and say, hey, whenever people say they know for a fact, 9 times out of 10, they really don't, and they're just trying to get you to like basically verify, authentic, to rubber stamp and put your seal of approval there on whatever conjecture or projection or a fabricated, whatever it is they're saying about you. Trying to rewrite history, if you will. Not even flip the script, man. They torched that thing a long ass time ago. Let me tell you. But no, I would say that you know, look. I know for a fact that Rebel is going to be. If he's not watching this now, he probably is. Probably sleeping. You will catch this later. All I did to this kid, I call him a kid, but was he like 36 or something, 37, somewhere in there. So, but to me, hey, but this dude just absolutely freaking blew along when I did a community tab showing some old pics of him. We're rocking his flat brims, and I remember him saying last he hates those kind of hats. So you know how old those pictures probably are, right? Right. And so I'm sitting there talking about how he's saying. I made some kind of wisecrack about how he could definitely hear this or hear me because he's got such big ears. I mean, really, this guy literally lost it over that community, over that one single tab. And that's why I tell all y'all this. Don't ever underestimate the power of the com tab, man. If it's one thing that I've engraved in everyone's brains out here is the community tab. I honestly don't think a lot of people were using them or paying attention to them a whole heck of a lot until I really started using it on my own channel. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, baby. Hell yeah, we're going to be doing some of that, right? So, so yeah, I mean, it is a powerful tool. Used with extreme caution. That's all I got to say about that. You don't even have to tag anybody. People do pay attention to tabs. They really do. They might not admit it, but they do. And I remember when YouTube first did that, that was their way to compete with Reddit. And like the shorts are there to compete with like TikTok, right? Yeah, that. So, be it as it may, he just absolutely went ballistic, blew along on me, and then he started firing up community tab after community tab after tab, kind of like a Rada 2.0 style at me. And then he made those edited videos that he threw up there that are pretty tacky. I uploaded those in my professional video editor, and I could see where he made the cuts in there and how all the audio just chops off in like the last 10 seconds because he forgot to, or he didn't do the cut at the right interval to just slice the audio to basically end the clip, and it just continues on for X number of seconds with just silence. So it's definitely doctored up, but we all know it. But anyways, the guy that's pertaining to on that panel, like I say, I was friends with Smiley Central. I've never had any trolls, any UK, England trolls on my channel ever. And that would definitely be prevalent if what him and Rod and them have been trying to spin around at me profusely, because those are some hardcore trolls. An unlikely suspect, if you will, for many of you would be that Queen Wasp, and I say that because the reason she took that name on is because she was friends with the original Wasp, and what they called the hive over there, and that's something I was not a part of or anything. I knew of it vaguely, but some of them trolls over there, man, they are fierce, and they absolutely will not stop at nothing. They're just like the troll the Terminator trolls. So, anyways, I've known people that have had to deal with those kind of trolls, and literally try to like help them out with their channels. Not her, but other people I've known that have had that problem, and it's like, yeah, it's dude, you get to a point where just like you might as well just throw in the towel and just shut it off, get off for a while, give it a good couple of months, and then come back on, and then you should be okay. If you're not, at that point you might as well just abandon that channel, hide the channel, make a whole new channel. Don't let any of those people know you're there, and then come back on like as if a different alias, right, or something like that. So I've been very, very, very thankful. I mean, knock on wood, that I've never had that problem. My problem when I first got on was this. I inherited this guy known as Evil Abe's Highway to Hell. I inherited like all of his trolls, all of them, and that's because they thought I was him. And unbeknownst to me, he was called Honest Abe originally before he became Evil Abe. And I didn't even know who this guy was at all. In fact, as I recollect it, it was the shit shows when AC and them, Game Over 2, and back in the day, the heyday, like 3 years ago, shared the guy's channel out. I even knew who he was. So, there's sure that's kind of how I kind of, got in there by, again, another side of YouTube by proxy. I love saying that word. It's like my favorite word out here, by proxy. So, anyways, lots of fun. Amateur aquatic addiction, I've heard, is quite the skateboarder. I've heard that about them. So anyway, there you go. There's a shout out to you. Anyways, guys, I can't think of what else to say. I just want to come on here for a little bit, reminisce. Again, I'm not the one that put any of that out there. That we've lost, gR8. There's plenty of people saying it. Have put it, said it now. And it would appear, unfortunately, and regrettably, to be true. And I feel bad about that. I mean, we've lost some good ones, lost some bad ones too along the way, but that I would definitely say was a good one. Very entertaining, fun to have around. So let's see here. There was a whole community there, a whole little community, and with her and some of the others, I kind of call like the Lisa B side. And if you remember, Huckleberry and Rick Crude got in there and had to shit all over it. And people that, like, I don't know, these people they're just so miserable in their lives that they have to get online and just drag everybody else down with them. I mean, it's even far beyond it to say that they like to rain on other people's parades, man. I mean, they're freaking dropping like like freaking grapefruit-sized hail stones and knocking them out unconscious. Rendering them digitally dead if they had their way. But man, I mean, jeez. So I've talked about that Black Rose. That Black Rose blocked me as soon as I came at her, and that was after she got an Angel NF Newfound's Life's channel, or in the chat. She didn't get on the panel. And I don't know what she sent that guy. She's like, oh, here, Abe asked for my email one time, and that proves he's a stalker. I think that's what she's trying to say. It's like, oh, yeah, I actually do remember that. I was going to send her a receipt. We were talking on Lisa B's channel, on her panel, and I said, I got the proof right here, bitch. You want me to email it to you or something? You send it to you as Pony Express? I mean, what the hell? So I mean, that's I've got it here. That's what that was about. It wasn't. It was something I would not put up on my channel. It would definitely get my channel struck down. It was involving some news story that came out, and she was trying to deny that I actually had this said image, and it showed some gore. It was like a homicide thing. Well, specifically what it was the sniper that shot and skimmed or nicked President Trump in the ear when he was giving that speech, and she was trying to deny. Saying, "Oh no, you don't have that." And I says, "Well, sure as shit do. I'm not going to put up my community tab for everyone to see because that's like against the rules of the road out here, and it's a great way to lose my channel. So no, I'm not going to publish that. Thank you very much." So, anyways, long story short, she had blocked me as soon as I came in a chat over there on Zatowichis, I think it was, or we were there. We were either there or we were on Canes. I'm not sure where we were. Somehow we met like Malcolm in the middle, and I said, "Hey, bitch, where's these alleged receipts of you and Fat Rat over there saying I was stalking you, bitch?" And then she just blocked me rather than address it because she has none. So I definitely called that one out. Now here's a funny one for you. Here's a good one for you. So when that day when that was on Angels when she was in the chat and Rada was up there trying to spin a narrative that I was stalking her. This guy ought to talk, right? Yeah, right. Of all people, but uh, he was trying to say, "Oh, well, you hashtag her." Well, she's got her tagging turned off, and he was trying to imply that tagging someone in the chat, which is, I mean, this guy, if this guy didn't tag me 1,000 times on Squishies or who the fuck ever's server, I mean, half a bajillion times, I just finally blocked his ass, so he can't do it anymore. But just relentlessly, but multiple servers, not just that one. So yeah, I got to talk. But then it was so hilarious because then what happened is somebody else in a different account came in the chat. Of course, Rada was up there saying that every one of those accounts that was anti him or taking shots at him was me, of course, and it wasn't. But neither here nor there. Somebody had tagged Black Rose. What is it? 21843 is her hashtag. They tagged her like 6 times in a single post and said, well, it said something like, well, it said something like, well, good to know that the tagging is stalkerish or stalkery. The good to know that tagging her is that, and then they actually hashtagged her like at least 6 times. I thought that was hilarious. Somebody actually sent me that screenshot. But yeah, it's everyone's a stalker out here. Everybody is a creeper out here. Everyone's a predator online, according to some, of course, and it's just stupid. It's just people, they got nothing else to go with. Stupid words on the internet, and baseless at that. So. But I mean, yeah, there are some people that have a jagged past of having done real things like that. I mean, without naming any names, but let's get out of town here. It's like that Diamond Classy Diamond Art bitch who got up on Jamie's Growth's channel a couple of years ago screaming that I was stalking her in real life when all I did was tag her like 3 or 4 times over the course of like a month and a half or whatever in community post or a video. I think it was a video and like 2 or 3 community posts over the course of time. And I'm sorry, that's not stalking somebody. Stalking somebody, however, is like going to their apartment building, what you think is their apartment building, in the dead of midnight, or rolling up on them in your truck to confront them. But be it as it may, out here in this, I guess, community, if you want to call it that, is the guy that I'm talking about. Y'all know who that is. The guy that he was doing that to is now hate bonding. Which you call yeah, it's like revenge friending, if you will, with that guy and others. So, hey, I use my community tab. I have never denied that I have used my community tab to call people out for their effery, and I will continue to do so at my leisure, my discretion. If you want to call taking a screenshot of somebody or what the fuck ever is being stalkery, well, go pound sand. Let's take a look at your channel and what you've done. Why do you think I take those screenshots? Because, hey, look, guys, people dirty delete shit all the time, and then they deny they did that. And if you've got it up on your channel, man, can't deny that. I get that people will sit there and they will edit receipts and stuff like that. Of course. What do you think guys like those two, Rod and Rebel, have been doing to me for how long now? Faking receipts? I mean, that's something out of total desperation. I'm sorry if I do say so myself. Guys like Terry Topia 2.0, I'll even let him have his 15 seconds of shame. Goes live and to an audience of 5, and now he's struggling to hit those numbers, man. I mean, what's going on with you, buddy? What's going on? I mean, shit. I went on this guy's channel just the other day, and it said 0 people watching. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how could there be 0 people watching if you're watching? Well, it's because if you go in someone's chat, man, it takes about, 10 or 15 seconds for the thing to, update. That's why. There you go. So until it updates and reflects you and JG is in the house. Oh, you can't be that already, man. It's too early for that. Don't tell me you spiked the coffee. So I'm going to go about 8.5 more minutes, and I'm going to call it a day on here. I might go live tonight with a panel. We'll see how that goes. I did kind of quasi-promise. Well, promises are made to be broken. But to try to do a panel tonight rather than like what I'm doing now, right? So we'll see how that goes. Either tonight or tomorrow. I'm probably looking at maybe tonight. It all depends on who's live out there, guys. If larger channels are live, man, I'm just not gonna go live. I mean, everybody's gonna be over there. What's the point, man? Like right now, I got like about 20 people in here because a lot of y'all are just waking up, right? The best part of waking up is Honest Abe in your cup. So there's a Molioli. You gonna join? Yeah. All right, after work. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Zero's in the house. Boy, you're the talk of the town right now with a lot of people out there. Anyways, at the end of the day, I mean, I just want to say this. I thank to God that we are not hearing anything more. I am so fucking fed up, and pardon my French, of hearing about the Hebrew stabby, we'll call it laptop gate. I am so sick of hearing about it. And I am hoping that we have moved on from that phase and onto some other shit. I mean, I get it. It's a lot of it. It's manufactured drama. It's selective rage. I get all of it. It's all like people do this shit. I don't say necessarily for clickbait because, I'm going to name drop him. A guy like my boss has clearly stated, and I have no reason to doubt this man, that he just does it for the drama. It's why do you think he was originally Drama Dome? So he just does it because he wants to be in the drama. I believe that. I totally believe that. Someone that guy, he's not monetized. Whether there was 20 people or 200 people on his channel, as long as he's doing his thing and having fun with it. I honestly really believe I don't think he cares. So there you go. Take it for what it is, or isn't. What is with that little like symbol I'm seeing in the chat? What's that about? Interesting. I'll take a screenshot of that. It's like a Japanese symbol in there with like a small capital A. Interesting. Very interesting, yeah? Yeah. So listen, guys, there's no reason y'all can't get up on here and have some fun. Why the hell not? I mean, don't be afraid to get out here. Just be yourself. I mean, as a creator, I think that's the key thing. I don't care if you're a monotone, okay? I don't care if you're the lamest ass person on the planet as far as being able to, express yourself and have a high energy, high pitch, high energetic type voice. You don't have to be a freaking radio broadcaster to get out here and do it, right? Of course not, man. Of course not. But man, as long as you're just yourself, and the one thing that I would definitely agree with is this: making your entire channel about one freaking person, just one, can lead to your digital demise on here. And y'all know what I'm kind of talking about, what I'm driving at. And that goes for everybody. I can think of people that from my old side of YouTube that none of them go live anymore because all they ever did was talk shit about me for hours and hours and hours every freaking week. And when that, when the tank ran empty on that thing, not even running on freaking fumes anymore, I mean, that was it. The show was over. Party's over, man. Cowabunga, bum deal, dude. So yeah, it's gone, just like that, man. So history, finito. And those people have nothing to talk about anymore because I was all they had in common with each other. I mean, I mentioned Hebrew just a little bit ago, Hebrew hammer operator, not to confuse him with the Hebrew hammer. That was a whole different side of YouTube. The guy that's the rabbi, that's the gun shop out east. You know that guy? No, not that guy, but the one that's on the west side of the coast. 280 bandits in the house. How you doing? So yeah, man. Then there's that same symbol in the chat, man. What is that? So, anyways, I better be careful before you guys are gonna start saying I'm starting to sound like Dr. Chin. But this is me. This is the real me. This is how I am. I just like to have fun, man. If I'm not having fun, what's the use? So all the hate, the people I used to call the Abe Nayers, man, how many of them go live anymore? They just don't. They got nothing in common. The ones that are leftover pickings from it, don't really go live. And the only one doing it now is frickin' Evil Terry, or hasn't been doing it as of late, but stupid fat rat Rada over there. And it's just the same stupid freaking lies everybody can see between. It's like, how is this even remotely funny? It just isn't. It's lame-o. Blame Katie. You know how many people came at me and said I was sitting there like trying to chase clout off of blame Katie's content, like I lashed a hold of her tail and was just holding on for dear life as she was covering whatever, whoever, whatever, whenever, why ever, however, yeah, all that, right? And a bag of chips. Well, like I said, and I corrected so many of these people on here, is look, blame Katie. When she's been around for many, many years, many, many years. She would get on panels, but she didn't start going live on her very own channel until the year 2023, and much later in the year at that. So, or mid-year, something like that. So, when she first went live, guess who she was talking shit on? You want to take a guess? Well, if you said me, you got it. That's exactly why she went live. She was talking shit about me. And then she had a guy who I don't know what happened to this guy. We the People Tyrant Wars were going after this dude for a while too. This dude actually went out of his way to get their attention. And he never would do panels. But this guy was known as, he's over there in Belgium. Tyrant Wars said he was in West Germany, but they got that wrong. Of course, they got tomato wrong, too, as a vegetable, which is a fruit. I remember I've got that video somewhere. I think they took that video down. I'm not sure, though. I have to go look. We're going back 3 years ago, okay? So, but Katie first started going live on me. And the other person she started going live on was Connie. Yep, that's right. Rebel City. It was two of us. And did you know the same thing about COVIDs when he first went live? Same thing. So she copycatted off of him. That's what she did. That bitch. His what was this guy? He had this devil face, and who the fuck? I can't think of this dude's. Yeah, bad actors is right, man. You got that right, Andrea. No, I almost said gas controllers. That's wrong. That's a whole nother troll. He says some real sickening comments in the chat as of I've got screenshots of late. But anyways, let's see here. Oh shit. I think of this guy, but this dude's from Belgium, and I'm gonna think of this. I'm gonna think of this before this ends. I was supposed to end this by now, but I'm trying to think who this dude is. Anyways, it'll come to me. She gave this guy a wrench just so she once she found out this guy was blocking me on every single channel I got on, then she threw this guy a wrench. He was one of her not her first, okay, not her first mod, but he was like her second or third mod that she ever had. And I don't know why I can't think of this dude because I'm tired. But he hasn't been around a long time. I don't know what happened to this guy. He was a big 303 diehard fan. And hey, don't get me wrong, all right? Don't get me wrong. I knew 303 as far back as 2012. Did you guys know that? That's how new I am out here. I knew 303 in the year 2012. I did. Yes, I did. I knew a lot of those, not a lot of those, some of those early on cop watchers, and way before drama panels or panels at all were even a thing on this platform. So, anyways, God, what is this dude? Can somebody help me out here? Is there any OGers on here that remember who this dude was? Tyrant Wars is going after this dude, and he's in their channel in some of their videos. Not a whole lot of them, right? But they think they had doxed this guy and put out an image of what he looked like. And I think he was like kind of around my age, like or probably is. So he's still got videos on his channel about me, and he's been in my chat before. He has, and I don't know why I can't think of this guy. I thought of it before I came on here too. I'm like, damn, just damn. It's either age or I'm just so tired all the time because I'm brain fried out from work and rather than being on here, right? Which, don't get me wrong, it's probably a good thing. So man, but yeah, this dude was always around then, and he would get in COVID's chat. He would get on there, and it's just somebody out there knows, and I have seen this guy around probably in a couple of years. It's been probably about that. And he is a troll, and I know some of the stuff that he's done on here, and I'm not going to get into it, especially because I can't even remember this guy's channel name. I can see the red devil face that he used, and I cannot escapes me. Anyways, this goes neither here nor there. He goes back a long ways, and he was one of Katie's first mods, and that was to block me out of the chat. He would block me on every channel he was on. He had a wrench on. He would just not. He wouldn't even time me out, man. He was instantly block. Anyways, it is what it is. Vids, if he was around, speaking of him, has anybody seen him around? He has not gone live, have not heard of him. Yeah, Global Reporter 1, what's going on? You might know who this guy I'm talking about is. Yeah, he was definitely around, and I haven't seen him forever. I was like, I literally declared a holiday when this guy actually got in my chat, and I did throw this guy a wrench. His channel's still up. He's still got a channel, but it's had no activity in a while. Kind of like their channel. Last Kimmy tab that Tyrant Wars did was over a year ago, and it was a screenshot of it was kind of a grainy screenshot of 303 showing like his missing teeth or whatever. Is what they were trying to make fun of, and now his channel's gone. So is he. So I guess they got nothing to talk about there, right? Anyways, God, I keep defaulting back to, I know, like Lucifer. I know who that is. Lucifer is someone else that goes back, but it's not who this person is. But they are from Belgium. So no, not Salty Rant, not that guy. Katie would definitely not have anything to do with that guy as far as modding him or anything like that. Uh, he comes from a more confined, I would say, side of YouTube. Like back in the day, he was rolling with the auditors, and he was getting trolled, and then he got swatted at the border patrol station in where was that in California? Back in 2018, 17, 18, so like 7, 8 years ago. No, it was San Ysidro, California. He was over there, and somebody phoned in that he was like armed, and then they ended up like detaining him and tackling him, and he was standing there with a gimbal, a selfie stick, and they were doing one of their audits or whatever of the place, and then yeah, that. But no, this is somebody that how this was somebody that hung out in his channel. Yes, they did. And I what I'll do is I will find the channel. It's in my archives, and I will put the link to that um, on this video description of where the comments and all that are at. Oh, okay. So no, I remember all of this. I've got Katie's first some odd live streams downloaded, and the reason that she stopped doing panels, if you guys remember, okay, 2018. Do you guys Loose? Yes, that's exactly who it is. Give that person a box of Mars, candy bars, and 2 tickets to next week's production. That's what my grandpa would always say, and that is absolutely who that is. Lucinator 69. That's exactly who that dude is. Thank you very much. You got it. So, guys, make notes of this because if we do who wants to be 100 airman, some of these questions just might come up. If I get somebody to play, that is 10 questions for $100. Anyways, yes, Lucinator 69 was one of Blame Katie's first mods. Not her first mod, but one of her earliest mods. And the people that were on her very first panel was, and I've already got one of the clips put up on my channel now from that very first stream that she ever did on her own channel. She had COVID's, Bedtime Clown, and who was the other one? Flying Monkey, who's no longer with us, all up on that panel. And they were all talking smack about me. They didn't know, not showing any receipts of or anything, of course, unlike they ever did. But this was a time when people were trying to go at me when they were trying to find anybody that had my same or similar name and saying, this is who this is. See, here's his criminal record. And, he was on the top 10 FBI's most wanted list. He's wanted by Scotland Yard, and the Mounties are after him up in Canada. The federales in Mexico, all kinds of wild, crazy shit accusations. Yes, they absolutely did do that, John Henzo. They did allude to me saying that I was a PDF file. Yes, they did. And that was the big thing back then. So when a couple of these people was Rick Crude and Blue Eyes 4303 came around the bend and started doing that back in late 24, mid to late part of 2024, where they wound up on Polly Crispy's. Well, Blue Eyes went up on Polly Crispy's panel in December of that year. She had first, as I've said before, she initially got on King Nine, Dave. That's a guy that goes back like the old Drama Dome days too. So was DDT Grish and Madman and a lot of those people. back in the day. You had Tonic Sales. You had who else was around back then? STL, Page B. Joe Cool would have been around then. Yeah, and a lot of those. A lot of those, and then of course AC would have been around at some point there too. Yeah, but I'm talking just the people that were part of that original Drama Dome. But where was it? What was I mentioned? So yeah, so Katie, look, oh no, I'm sorry. We're talking about Blue Eyes here. Blue Eyes had gotten on his channel, then she got on D Band's old channel, which got nuked. Okay, and I tried to warn her. I did about editing a problem in one of her live streams that she just left up, and it sat up for frickin' weeks. And I'm not sure if I'm sure that was part of it because a lot of mass reporting going on back then, right? Right, you're right. And then she lost her channel. So that old channel, she did it. Blue Eyes got up on there and did it there too. But there was only like 16 people watching, and it was D-Band going live with somebody else. And they were talking about me. That's the only reason D-Band went live. And I don't have nothing with D-Ban now. I know she likes. Listen, getting D-Ban up on your panel and really firing up a hellstorm, it can drive your views way up there, man. It can. People like that can really draw in a big crowd. It's like I say, Julia would do that on Vegas Valleys. Mike Cerrone, anywhere that when Gen X Jeff grew his channel, starring him as the MC for quite a while, right? A little bit, yeah, that. But that's not to say for anyone or anything anywhere else. But see, it wasn't until Blue Eyes landed on Pauly Crispy's panel and started just throwing all that shit out there. And you could sit and listen to her voice and tell she's not even remotely serious about what she's saying. But with her and Rick Crude running around, spreading all these slanderous, defamatory lies about me, which Rada recently he went back and doubled down on what he had initially said on that panel with Blue Eyes when there were sock accounts in there, all kinds of throwing all these accusations about me being a PDF file and all this bullshit. Did apologize later, but only recently renewed all that. And he called me that multiple times on his channel and his lives, community tabs. He went up on Lisa B's, called me a PDF simp. He did it on Angels. And he'll do that on any channel, any kind of controlled channel where he can control the narrative. And that's why I said that's a very valid reason why you will not see him in the Lucy Diamond server. It's not a place he can control. So if he doesn't control it, then it's no good to him. So why do you think when he got Lisa B's and does that? It's like Rick Crude. That's why I stopped getting on Lisa B's channel altogether. I don't hate her. I don't wish her any ill will. I don't really talk about her a lot, but when I got on her panel and Rick Crude got up on there and she kept muting and dropping me and let him run his mouth for over an hour talking all kinds of shit, I was just done with it. And here we are today. I was one of the earliest mods on Lisa's channel. I think I want to say Preston, or was it you, Rob C? One of you guys was her first mod, and and she pulled my wrench when Rick Crude got on there and started making death threats and shit to Virgo Triad when she was up on the panel. And I timed his ass out because he was doing that. And come on, really? So I got shit for that. And she pulled my wrench then for looking out for her. Virgo had, not to confuse her with Virgo Away, but Virgo Triad, had turned on me for no freaking reason with Black Rose. In that crowd. And like I've talked about this profusively. Why did Black Rose jump on the Abe hate wagon wheel? Well, it was obviously because she wanted to be in the mix. She wanted to be in with that crowd. Those are the same people that landed over there on Brad's music. What the hell was this called? The Brad. Okay, that guy over in Australia. With that guy and his son, his adult son, would go live together and do shows. That was then Tonic, who's Golden Boy now, who I God, it's dyslexia here. I mix him up with you, Golden Reporter, all the time. People mix you two up all the time. We know who both of you are. We know you're not the same person, but you have to be Golden, right? You have to have Golden. I'm going to change my name to Golden Abe. How's that sound? I'll compete with you guys. Might as well have a third one in the mix, right? Right. So, so I really gonna do that, but what I was saying was those people followed over there on his channel and formed a little Abe hates community over there that was kind of short lived. Even freaking Huckleberry and Rick Rude and the rest of them jumped on that wagon wheel and stuff. And a lot of them were kind of hanging out in that guy's server. And, whatever. Hebrew Operator, that's how I was going to mention him. I mean, he actually nuked his first server because he got sick and tired of people just talking shit about me all the time. All they would do is talk about me relentlessly, which is what Black Rose is doing with Lisa B every freaking night on the phone with her. I have no reason not to believe that. Rose has never denied that. Never denied that. And she hated ASMR and she hated corrosive commentary too, and that caused all the friction with her and Flying Monkey back in that we're going back a couple of years ago, back in 24. But in fact, on Black Rose's channel, 21843, and remember, this isn't stalkerish or stalkery, whatever you guys want to call it. This is me providing commentary. Remember, that was set on Angel's channel. You can talk about whoever the hell you want, as long as you want. And of course, only when I talk about them, they have to be present, but not anybody else. See, there's that unwritten rule. See, yeah, the rules don't apply to everybody. But of course, Honest Abe, which we all know is a bunch of hee-haw malarkey. That was a good show back in the day. Shout out to that, to hee-haw. Hee-haw! But, man, that show went back to the late 60s, man. That's an old, moldy oldie. How many of them actors are even still around, man? If they are, they got to be swinging in their 80s and 90s, man. Maybe even hundreds. Shout out to them if they're still around out there, right? Right. But little Ricky loves South Africa. That's hilarious. I'm going to get a screenshot of that. But anyways, where was I going at with this? So, yeah, Black Rose 21843, of course, merely providing commentary here. I mean, I've never spoken to her off of YouTube, except for if you want to consider when Lisa ended her live stream and there was like 5 or 6 of us or 4 of us hanging backstage, maybe a couple of times. But outside of that, I've never talked to Black Rose ever, like on a Discord or a phone call or an email or smoke signals. I have no reason, no interest in. I was going to send her a receipt one time, but she declined. So I said, okay, your loss, not mine, but don't sit here and bitch about, don't sit here and, deny that I have a picture of something that you say I don't have. And now you're saying, shove it up your ass. I don't want to see it, but then you're going to sit there and say I don't have it. Shut the F up. Where are we at here? So there was a panel that Rose has on her channel when this is probably let's say 2024, whatever it is that she first started going live, and we're like, I don't know, like a couple of months into that. There was a live stream that she did on her channel, and Flying Monkey gets up on that panel and gives her a piece of her mind. And I watched that thing, and when that was all going on, Huckleberry was there, of course, to try to help pit people against each other, just like Rick Rude or Once Upon a Hillbilly Man, who was hanging out with Huck. Don't forget that Black Rose was an old Huckleberry fan. I think she still is her friend. I mean, hey, you know what? I'm not a gatekeeper, but I am going to call it for what it is. Absolutely. And these are people these are not nice people, and these are people that were hanging out on Huck's panel when a lot of you guys were being talked mad shit about, including your families, and her doing all this doxing and shit. Now, I'm going to say something. I mentioned corrosive commentary just a little bit ago, and I have no idea if he's even going to, catch wind of this, and I frankly don't care. But I am going to say this: just as I did, and having known 10th Man for a while now, when that went on, and he made some, hey, what's going on, Taco Man? When he made some comments about him, and I caught wind of that, I abso-freaking-lutely dug into that guy for saying that. And people thought that I was not going to do that. They thought I was going to go bat for 10th on that one. I'm like, not only no, but hell no. I don't care who you are. You don't say stuff like that about people and their families and shit. Is that you? Is that you, Connie? Is that you, Rebel? If that is you, then use your regular account. I mean, just come in the chat as you. Just be you. I think he's even got a couple of his channels, if not like however many he's got left now. I know he lost one, or one of them at least. I know. I thought he had did he have 4 channels originally? But I'm pretty sure he's wrenched on at least 1 or 2 of those. So I mean, really, just use your regular account. We're all freaking adults. Just fucking be you. So where was I at here? So there's a lot of that kind of shit that was on Black Rose's channel. In those old live streams that Huck did with her and Hillbilly Man and stuff hanging out. You guys have no idea. If only you knew. There's 27 of you in here right now. No, Intense said that about corrosive commentary. You can say a lot of things about corrosive, but that's one thing I'm going to call bullshit when I see it, and that's bullshit. Okay? That was wrong. When I learned about that, and he actually admitted that he said that about him, I said, you're not only wrong, but you're dead wrong. And you got no right to come on here and say that about somebody just because you're mad at him. You can sit here and say I have vibes on somebody all day and all night long, but keep it to yourself. When you come on this platform and you throw out accusations on somebody like that, that's like that, shame on you. And I absolutely stand by that today. And what I've learned about Bird, Mr. Tyrant Bird there, running his trap, and this is all so him. I mean, it's like his playbook. And he sat there and screamed. If you remember, Bird sat there and screamed and shamed Tyrant Wars for talking about his kids. Yes, he did. He absolutely did. Then he goes and does Burning Man videos on Teresa Richards. That did happen. And I'm going to tell you something else. It was Salty Rant that did it initially, not Bird. Salty did it first, long before he did. That I remember. That absolutely did happen. And that's egregious. I don't care who you are. I don't care how mad you are at somebody. I don't care if they just, talk mad shit about you 24/7. None of the people that did what they did to me, I did to them. I want that to sink in with all y'all. None of the people that did what they did to me, I did to them. All I did was go live, call them out for their fuckery. These people said, hey, when we go live and we talk shit about you, man, it's a fact, right? It's all truths. And I says, okie dokie, how's this? I can play into that myself. I can go live on my channel and I can talk mad shit about you, not show any proof, and that is fact too. Whatever I say that's my opinion is fact. How do you like them, Snapples, bitches? They didn't like that too well. And it just caused them to go live even more and talk about me more relentlessly. But if I didn't finish to say, can you envision you are so obsessed with somebody on the internet, on social media, a video social media platform, that the only thing you got on your mind from the minute you get up, from the minute you shut that light off and go to bed, or hell, if you sleep at Mach 5 on your runway, okay, with the lights on full blast. I don't care. But if you are so obsessed with somebody that all you can do is talk about them and them alone and nobody else on the internet, from the minute you get on it to the minute you get off of it, a lot of these people don't work, okay? A lot of them don't work, and they have nothing else but time on their hands. But can you imagine somebody nuking their server because they are so fed up with their VC and their chat being clogged with nothing about Abe this, Abe that, Abe this, Abe that, all freaking day and night long? Wow. All I can say is just wow. Can you envision going live on your channel even once a week and talking relentless shit about somebody on the internet for hours, only for that live stream to end, and then the next person to go live either before or after it for 1 or 2 or 3 hours, and spending the better part of your entire freaking Friday night, TGIF, talking about Honest Abe on YouTube? Really? Really? That, my friends, is me. Yes, it is. And when Blame Katie first went live, when COVID's first went live, guess who they were talking about? Bing! They were talking about me. That's what they were doing. They were talking about me, and they were talking about Rebel. I mean, Rebel was then and is sort of now, sort of not, a hot ticket item. And one thing I learned about that dude is this, okay? That dude got mad. Oh, did he got flabbergasted at me when people started getting on my channel more than on his channel. He got mad about that. So that told me something about him. He likes all this unwanted attention that he gets. I mean, this dude, do I honestly believe this dude got so angry at me for just simply posting a couple of pics of this dude and talking and just taking a quick jab at his big ears? I mean, that's innocent. That is the kind of, I guess if you want to call it trolling, that used to go on in the moldy oldie days, man. There's like a drive-in theater in the drama out here, man. It wasn't doxing people, it wasn't swatting people, or any of this calling CPS. It wasn't any of this bullshit stuff you see going on now, man. You didn't have 111s calling your job and calling the cops on you, and you know, get extradited to other states to face multiple criminal charges. None of this stuff was going on back then, man. Not like it is, not like this, you know? I remember the very first thing that I did to that tonic dude. When I knew of him before, but I actually even first started interacting with this dude, right? The first thing I did, and you can go ask this guy yourself, and I guarantee you that he will vouch for this, was this. There's Trunk, man. It's about, man, I've been holding this thing up for like an hour and a half waiting for you to show up, dude. And you always show up late for the party. Where's your hall pass, man? Okay, far out, dude. So no, what I did is I'm like, this guy looks like the guy on the Red Baron pizza box. He's a younger version of him, right? So I put him on he put himself on a pizza box. That's what he did. And that was just fun, innocent, fun thing to do. I thought it was hilarious, right? That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. You could compare that to doing that to Connie there. When I did the community tabs on him recently, right? Yeah, that. I mean, and then he goes and does like 5 or 6 community tabs lying about this guy, Rick Productions. So if anyone knows again, I mentioned this earlier, if anyone knows who Smiley Central is, that was my friend back in the day. So do you think that guy would be my friend if I was doing any of that? If that was that guy's friend and financially supporting that guy? Yeah, I'd love to see some receipts on that. Some real receipts, not fake ones. Because those are more non-existent receipts. Terry, you're going to have to go live after this. I have 32 people in the house doing a solo stream nonetheless, and they're all here. So this is your golden opportunity to go live and try to like reel some of these people in on your channel. Go for it. I mean, why not? Maybe, dude, you are struggling, man. You are struggling. You can't even hardly get 5 people in your chat no more, man. What's going on with you? My guy, come on. Don't you disappoint me, man. Every time. So, anyways, I love the whole guess my weight game. But yeah, Terry, go live, and it's time. It's not like these people are incapable of being on my channel as we speak and checking my community tab and reading it for themselves. But guys like you that love to highlight my community tab, you need to go live and you need to draw in that audience of 4 and try to push for at least 6. Can you do 6? And you got to hold those 6 for like at least 6 minutes. See if you can do that, man. If you can do that, then I'll tell you what. I'm going to declare a holiday for you, buddy. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to be a holiday for Terrytopia 2.0. Has anybody seen COVIDs? It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You know, it's like Bueller. It's like COVIDs. Where the hell is COVIDs? I haven't seen him around. I haven't talked to him. I hope he's doing okay. I don't know. For John Golf. Okay, so 30. See what I'm saying? I go live for like an hour and a half, and everybody shows up now. Why is that? Now you're giving me a reason to stay live, and I don't want to. Don't take it personal, guys. You know me, man. I don't even like going live. I don't restream people as a general rule, although, you know, there's times where it's tempting. I do have an iPad now, and I have barely fired the thing up and used it. I've got another laptop that's only I think it's not even 2 years old now. I've barely used. It's got that fresh car smell, guys. Yeah, that. It probably causes cancer and causes you to grow like a third eye or something. Like that fish on The Simpsons. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to do something like that, I'm definitely going to have to get more elaborate than using my cell phone, which is what I'm doing right now, obviously, to do YouTube Mobile Live. So, Zero, go live again. You've done it before. You can do it again. Remember at that time I grabbed your fireworks show off your channel and I started. What I did is I took a bunch of video shorts. You were on Lisa B's, and you guys were still live when I put that video up, and she replayed it a bunch of times. And I got your fireworks, man. And how many views did that video have? It's a video. How many views did that thing have, man? That thing had like 300 views or something like that, didn't it? Man, I'm telling you. I mean, who'd have known the videos about an old fire alarm going off in a building when there was no fire would draw in over 1,000-something views? Well, that has to do with the algorithm, man. It was him and Bill Clinton that invented the internet to begin with, right? Back in good old 91? Yeah, some shit like that. So, anyways, let's see here. I love it when people say Abe talking in the past, Abe, blah, 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 blah. It's just the same old stupid troll. I mean, that's what drama, even Mr. Terrytopia, well, that's what the drama is all about, is people living in the past. And I mean, like I say, the Hebrew stabby laptop mystery was like a game of freaking Clue on steroids. God, that got so worn out. The Zatoichi drinking and driving, even though he drank before he drove. But I get it, same concept. I mean, that went on for the longest time. Nowhere near as long as Page B, though. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, what was that, 4 years worth? So it was like, who mentioned earlier, that salty rant guy? That guy was thundering away at Teresa Richard. We call her Mother Teresa back in the day. Inside joke. For the longest time before Bird even came in the picture and started doing it himself. Why do you think those two tag teamed it? Bit my lip. Now, I will say this for that guy, although this does nothing to this is nothing to downplay this guy's past. And he even said it himself on my panel. When that guy got on my last panel, and which that stream is still up. and going, actually got on there and just started talking to me, and as much as I had to bite my lip on this, I actually agree with this guy, and I'm like, sitting here talking relentless shit about the same old thing, the same people over and over again to no avail. It's just pointless. It is meaningless. I mean, uh, doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Fucking god, fucking a. It's like I can only take so much of it. And for our mental well-being out here, I would say this for everybody: get off of it and go explore some of the other stuff that's out there on YouTube too, man. Don't forget about that. There are streamers that I follow, that none of you have ever dreamt of or heard of before. So, there is that. I mean, God, it's like Terry saying, go and listen to the Enemy Abe. Go and it's hard. I can't hard to. He does the rolling R, but it's hard to like mimic his voice. So I'm just not going to. But Terry's sitting here talking on my community tab about getting into a full ground invasion with Iran, and I'm just going like, no. I mean, hey, look at don't I have no military strategist, so don't take me for what I'm not. But the only thing I'm foreseeing out of that thing is special forces, which we all know Rick Rude was part of, right? Right. Don't laugh too hard. Marine Corps Recon, like the movie Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood back in the '80s, or what's that movie called? Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, one of those. And in his own mind. So Rick Rude said he was dishonorably discharged from boot camp while being in Marine Force Recon, which is their special forces. Yeah, okay, checkmate. That's an even funnier one. I've got clips of him actually when all the heat was on with Huckleberry and Stoned Vet and them, admitting he never even saw a recruiter. I mean, God dang, man. So and that is believable. That is actually believable that he never even saw a recruiter, never took the ASVAB exam or anything. So I firmly believe is the honest to God truth. But just like he faked being on some unknown police task force in Houston that he can't disclose the name of it because it's above top secret. Okay, yeah, I got you there, buddy. So neither here nor there. Although I will say this, I would vouch that Rick Rude became an ordained minister through Universal. What is it called? Universal Life Church. You guys ever heard of that one? Who is it that ordained? Was it Shiva or somebody that ordained like a pickle or something? Or some shit like that. Oh, God help us. The pews were just, it was like, they were just completely like, it was like uh, uh, I would say a Chinese fire drill or something when Rick Rude set foot up the podium on that one, man. Jesus Christ. That's one thing we'll miss out here with gR8, being gone, I guess, is her and Justin would do some great duos, although their channel was small and wasn't really that well known out here per se. They didn't really get a lot of views on their channel, but they did a lot of great ad lib stuff, and some of the stuff they even like rehearsed when they did some video songs, like Rick Rude Avenue. That's my personal favorite. There's a couple other ones they came out with that were there was the 12 Days of Christmas or something. Rick Rude. That was just absolutely, and that guy would just go completely off his nut every time they did that too. It's like, yeah, you can't. It's just they're not doing what you're doing, right? I mean, god dang. I mean, who hasn't he called a PDF file on the frickin' internet, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, the stuff other stuff he said, I don't even want to repeat it, think about it. But you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, that. But it's like this is just innocent fun. It's people are making fun of you, a mockery of you for coming out here proclaiming you're like Hercules and He-Man and fucking Malcolm X And like, God, you are none of these things. You never have and you never will. So deal with it, I guess, or don't. But it's you talk about people living at home or what the fuck ever, and you're squatting in a house that you haven't. What does this guy owe? Like 70 grand or something in back taxes on this house that his brother had owned or something, like half of it or more than I can't remember the full story, but you guys know what I mean. This dude is squatting in a house and he's sitting here calling everybody else out for it, and he's living on like disability. He's got like peanuts in the dollar because he never really worked a regular full job his entire freaking life that I could tell. Actually put contributions into Social Security to like draw out of it. I mean, if you're in that plateau, you're only going to get the minimum benefit the rest of your life anyway. So yeah, that and oh my God, I could go on. Why bother? This is like stuff we all know. It's nothing new. And even when that group Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers was around, and before they lost their channel, when they were going over him and with Allie Rainbow and them, how she finally got him to go to the hospital, and how I don't know who called the ambulance on it. Was it Amanda? If it wasn't Amanda Erickson, my apologies to you. But somebody called an ambulance for him, and he refused it the first time around, and that was in the process of losing, that not just that foot, like half of his leg. Anyways, I mean, I'm no doctor, so don't take it from not. But I mean, what are the odds that could have been saved? I mean, yeah. So they were covering it, and if you guys know anything about who that group was, they're mostly Canadian trolls. Some of their channels are still around. I've still subbed to some of them. They're still covering like that Von Helton guy from way back in the day, man. I mean, God, that guy goes back like what, a decade ago. I'm surprised Corrosive knew all about him. I mean, you would only know about these people unless you did go back a ways. So obviously, I mean, that's to his credit, right? Hey, I've always given credit where credit's due. You guys know me. You guys know me. You guys know this of me. Even if you're my worst enemy, look, I gave Huckleberry of all people credit for enlisting in the Minnesota National Guard, and that bitch knows this. However, she didn't serve a day in her life, and that's according to that document. That's it. I gave her the credit for what she really actually did versus what she did, according to that page. Even the guy Albert Mell, who just reemerged in my chat like not that long ago, came out of hibernation, had come on ERR Video's channel when she was on there, and COVID's was like just going to town on her, man. That was just great that night. Oh my God, you had to be there for that. That was a couple years ago, and so she's like, "Wow, Albert Mell. I mean, let's ask Albert because he's a veteran. We'll ask him. Am I a veteran?" And he goes, "In my honest opinion, no. I don't believe you're a veteran." So there you go. And they got idiots like Trump set out there who made videos like every freaking week, trying to prove to everyone just in random ass videos about what the fudge ever about the army and military stuff that she was a real veteran, and he did do that. Does anybody know if those videos are still on that guy's channel? Now I'll tell you what, that dude went live for about 8 minutes. I swear to God, he did. Yes, he did. He went live on his channel. There's no link to drop, dude. This is a YouTube mobile live stream. Well, no, there is a link I could drop to have one other person on the panel, but that's it. This isn't like a YouTube panel thing. So you're free to chat away or whatever. But I finally figured out who's behind that account, by the way. But some of those old Abe Sock accounts that are no longer around. But anyways, neither here nor there. So, anyways, Trump said would just scream that she was this honorably discharged veteran and did all of this service. And it was whether you like or hate the guy, Robert. Hey, how you doing, TOS? Welcome. TOS says I used to. He never says hi to me. Well, here, hang on a second. Can I? Yeah, I can pin that. There. Not only did I say hi to you, but I just pin your message. So, anyways, how you doing? Now, that being said, where was I at here? So, like Trump said, went live once, and he was at a racetrack, and it's a racetrack that I've been to before, actually. At least I think one, maybe twice I went there with my grandpa and some of my family. Long ass time ago. But anyways, or so anyways, he was there and he did like an 8-minute video and left it up like for a few hours, and I downloaded it. I got it, just like I got the Tyrant Wars, the Billy Bob character voice from back in 2022. When they uploaded a video and forgot to turn on their voice disguiser. Oops, a daisy. Yeah, I got that video. I still got it too. I haven't listened to that. I haven't actually watched that video in a long time. It's actually, and this drove that guy like Tyrant Bird just off his nut. But I have that video on one of my backup channels, which is, how many of these backup channels do I have? At least. Apparently, apparently I've been diagnosed with some kind of a mental condition of some kind, because there's been some kind of link between YouTube pseudopsychiatrists and having too many YouTube accounts, channels. Meanwhile, half the people that say that have like a bajillion channels themselves. So anyway, so yeah, there's that. But I do have that video. It is unlisted. So if you've got the link to that video that I uploaded back in 22, man, you can watch it. You can watch it. It's there. I just have to, I don't even remember which channel I put it on. To be honest with you, I have to flip around between like 300 accounts at least and try to find it. It's been that long, man. Hey, yesterday, shout out to you. I used to love going to this comic store called Tomorrow, a comic book store called Tomorrow is Yesterday, back in the 80s and 90s. Anyways, we got 26 people up in the house here. What's going on? What was I gonna derive at here? So yeah, I'll contemplate doing a panel tonight. Maybe tomorrow. It just, man, however, it all depends on who's going live. Like, who's out there. You know, if somebody is live, here, I'll pin that one next. Oh, I gotta unpin. Hang on a second here. This is stuff you gotta play with, unpin. And like, you could not do this on the StreamYard side, and you can do it on the Prism, but it doesn't do it like YouTube where it's pinned in like a yellow box. Here, I'll pin another comment. So like pin with whatever that like Japanese character is. Oh no, yeah, it's right there. If you can see that or not, I don't know. It's not showing up on the pin side. I'm seeing. I'll take a screen. I'll show what I mean. A screenshot of that. Terry, you already got your 15 seconds of shame, and don't overstay your keep. I told you to go live. I mean, this is the perfect time for you to go live, man. I mean, literally, virtually everybody is modded in my channel, and even if they weren't, they can still grab your hashtag. Although it's easier just to click your channel. And if you want to try to if you want to try to score double-digit numbers on your live stream, I'm seriously telling you, dude, this is your golden opportunity. This is your time to shine, okay? You had 0 people watching you for quite a while, the last couple times you went live, where I was able to grab that screenshot before it went to 1, which would have been me, right? Like 10 seconds later, and that. So this is your chance, man. You can go live and play my community tab. I know you like, that's like your hangout spot. And what the fuck ever, dude. I really don't care. So there it is. He only discusses YouTube. I mean, this is freaking YouTube, okay? What do you want to talk about? What's the next move with the Delta Force over there in freaking Iran? I have no fucking clue, Terry, and I don't think you do either. So there's the news. And now for sports. Oh, speaking of sports, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. This dude has been on literally every single freaking channel, and he's never been on mine. And I feel very left out of the equation here. And I was wondering if anybody could go get him over here sometime, man. I would love to have him in my channel. He goes live and replays like Madden football gaming and stuff like that. And what have you, and whatnot. Whatever happened to Pink Boberto? There's a lot of speculation on that Pink Boberto. I had been told by a pretty credible source that Berto is somebody that is known out here in this here drama community and was using a voice disguiser to just literally troll the living daylights out of each and every one of us. And I don't know, I have nothing to show for that, but I do know that their voice really changed a couple times. It's not like, my voice is getting kind of hoarse here, guys. I gotta get a cup of water. I've been talking for 2 freaking hours on a solo stream without even a co-host on my channel. No, this was like, this is like the voice like completely doing a 180, and it's like, man, this voice sounds starting to sound way different now. What the hell's going on here? Let's see. Connie is a gullible puppet. It's funny how he jumps at any attention. You know, and this Isaiah character here, who, you know, and I have not seen eye to eye in quite a bit. Isaiah, I know you're like a troll. But I will say this, yeah, I actually agree with that comment. Yes, he does. He absolutely does. And, he saw me, there we go. I'll actually pin that. What the hell? Why not? I mean, here I do one community tab on this dude, dude, and just make fun of his ears. And he just does like 9,000 community tabs on me, and he's got Fat Rat over there, kind of like jumping in on the action there because he ain't got nothing going on for himself. That Kane Catharsis guy, Kane. Dang it, did it again. Kane's Comedy, who everybody just hated his guts when he first came on here, man. And him and Tonic and Sales were going at it on Hebrew's server and some of the others over there when all that was going on when he first came around the bend. Were Winkler, what's going on, buddy? Welcome, dude. How you doing, man? Good to see ya. What's up, dude? Okay, you know, I think you went live, and I was going to say hi to you, and I came around, and I don't know if I fell asleep because you were on at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or something, 1 o'clock, I don't know. Go live, man, sometime, and I'll stop by and say hi, and all that, man. But yeah, thanks for showing up. So let us see. Is Connie? No, that's not Connie. I love playing the guess accounts game. I don't think that's Connie because there's a certain way he types, but I'm not like a freaking typing forensics expert here, so I couldn't say either way. You might be right, you might be wrong. There you go. You got it, man. Yeah, dude. Anytime. That's my guy Winkler out there. Shout out. From another side of the YouTube streets. I didn't say streets. Well, I did just then. You know what I mean. But at the end of the day, we're all just entertainers. If we're creators, we're out here doing entertainment value content. We're just out here to have fun, to try to make you have fun. I'm trying to, what kind of a show would this be if I did like what Rada does and just goes live and says the same stupid things even his own friends over there are just going like, yeah, every time it's the same fucking thing every time you go live. We all know exactly what it's going to be. Abe is a predator. Abe is a stalker. Abe is a PDF file. Lives in his mom's basement. Fake cop. Blah 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 blah. It's the same stupid thing. Every freaking time. It's just lame-o. And he tried his damnedest to copycat the Tonic Golden Boy guy back when we were doing this in 24, and it just didn't. Tonic never did that to me. Love or hate that guy. He did not take it to that level and he didn't call me a PDF. He was defending me from not being one. And of all people, so did Corrosive when he went live that one time. I don't care if Corrosive hates my guts. I really don't. If someone did something that they didn't have to do, that I certainly didn't like push for them to jump on the wagon wheel in any of this with me, but to try to have them fight my battles or anything like that. They just did it. Okay, they did it because it was the right thing to do, and I will give a shout out to all of those people that did that. Plain and simple. Corrosive hates. He can hate my ass. He can hate my guts. Till the freaking the little what is it called? The little cat. You know what I mean? Going across with the rainbow thing. The you know what I'm talking about? The little cat thing that goes. Anyway, that thing. And I don't care. But I mean, what's right is right, and what is wrong. And what I heard about Corrosive last night was wrong, and that was on Vegas Valleys. And everybody's watching that show. Everybody watches him. He knows it. It's a big every. I don't care if you love or hate that guy in his channel. I don't agree with everything he says is wrong. I don't agree with what he says about AC or. It's certainly not about Corrosive. Any of that stuff. It's that stuff shouldn't be said. And if someone's saying that about him, Vegas Valley, it's equally as wrong. Okay, there you go. That's just it. I've known him for a very long time too. But just because we don't agree with, I don't agree with it. I'll call it out. What I heard last night was just. It was just plain wrong. There's nothing there there's nothing. There's no basis to that. It's just someone tossing shit out. We all know who did that. Just trying to basically taint someone's image online because they're mad at them. Kind of like what you let go on in your chat there, Terry, the other day. That really doesn't affect me. The comment that was made by Gas Control Rich on your channel, man, that is something that affected somebody else, and I just called it out for what it was. So there you go. You didn't make the comment, but you saw it in there. You acknowledged the comment. You didn't knock it out, and you actually said that that's the price of free speech. And Terry, if you want to press that issue, I have the clip. It's on your channel still. I clipped it myself, and I could put it up on my channel right now. But I think I made a strong enough point with you in a community tab, didn't I? I think I did. Look, it's your channel. Do what you want with it. But I'm just saying like what it is. How you doing, Scorpion Shade? What's up? Welcome. It's like I don't have an issue with Scorpion Shade. I don't have an issue with 420 Moon. They're kind of rivals, but I just don't get in the mix of any of that. That's why I got tired of hearing about it. It's like, God, can we not? I don't even want to see another freaking laptop as long as I live because of all that going on, man. That's why my next computer. That's why I just bought an iPad. I bought a tablet and said, screw that. Anyways, but no, listen. You guys are, I couldn't reiterate this enough, and I don't say this enough. You guys right here, right now in the chat, you're what makes this show, this channel, what it is. If you weren't here, I would be ghost talking to nobody. Terrytopia 2.0. And what fun would that be, man? So honestly, if you welcome your friends and you welcome your foes within reason, right? Within reason, well, great. perfect. Now you have a little garden variety of. It's not like a one-sided argument. You actually have, this kind of a wealth or a mix of different people and different. We all come from different walks of life on your channel. I mean, yes, a moderator of mine knocked out BTC, Bedtime Clown. I didn't do it. I got sent a screenshot of who did it, and the person that I know that he said or would believe did it did not do it. In fact, that person hasn't even been around my channel in I don't know how long. But the reason they did it is because he was bombing my chat, calling me a PDF simp. He talks about that Rick Productions guy. Well, there's Nathan Johnson in the chat. And like I said earlier, I mean, unbeknownst to he wouldn't even know who this guy is. I'm sure Mr. Naven there does, but I was good friends with a guy known as Smiley Central. He's over in England. And that actually is what really, again, I said this earlier, but shout out to the replay crew. That's what really got Emo ticked off at me. And he blocked me off this channel for a long time. Long time. I think he's still got one or two of my accounts blocked on there now. Because that guy used to cover him too. Smiley Central used to get on my chat. He used to get on my channel. He get on my panel and chill out with us. I remember that. I do. He was a friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Just like, hey, I'm friends with Hum Along If You Can't Sing Along. That guy goes way back. Emo does not like that guy. Although he did let him talk in his chat, like not too awful long ago, probably like earlier this year or something. So, maybe the tides are kind of slowing down or simmering down with them. I don't know. But he getting banned by Emo is nothing special. Mike Cerrone blocked me, though. He blocked me pretty quick, man. It didn't take much to tick him off, but I wasn't even trying to tick him off. I was just like calling him out on his bluff. That's what I was doing. Where are we at here? We still have 28 people here. Why, I don't know, but you're here. And that's why you'll never I don't go live, man. When you got Vegas Valley's live or Shit Shows live or any Golden Boys live, if I don't care if, well, Terrytopia is another story. So there's streamers that I'm following that none of you even know about. If they're live, I'm usually over there watching them if I'm doing this at all. But look, if my boss Brame is live, if when she doesn't really go live anymore, but when I almost said ambient alcohol, but methyl when she goes live, methyl's like I'm not live. If they go live, I see notification that they are live. Even Zatoichi, when Zatoichi's live, I don't go live. I don't always get on his channel, but if I see that he's live, I pretty much figure people are probably tuning in over there. It's a relatively small, like this side of the aisle, and you guys got to remember too that like on my last channel, my other channel, the one I lost that I got back a half a year later, Honest 8.1, that channel. Which I made in like 2023. Dude, I had a mix of a lot of different people on my channel. I had people from 1A. I had people from like true crime, drama or crama, you would call it. Some of the Vegas Valleyers coming around. That was before Joey got back on and, kicked his channel, went live again. There was like some leftovers from way back when I first got on here back in to be exact, October of 2022. Don't ask me for an exact date because I can't give it to you. But it was probably a couple of weeks out, or so, maybe 3 weeks out before Halloween. Is when I first even got on a panel for the very first time. Otherwise, I was just a chatter. I didn't get on panels, but that. So there was just a kind of a garden variety mix of people on my channel, and I would end one of these solo streams like I'm doing right now and have like friggin' 4, 5, 600 people views. And those were not bought views. And it was every time. I consistently had like frickin' 40 people plus in my chat. Watching, I mean. So a lot of lurkers in there, yeah, for sure. But when I was on my last channel, before Truthfinder kept striking it, Truthfinder. Oh, that's what I was going to say before I came. There is no link to drop. This is a solo stream. This is called YouTube Mobile Live Direct. There's no panel here. But not that I would drop it even if there was. Not right now. I'm gonna roll. When I'm gonna roll, man, I'm not dropping no panel link that people get out and derail this shit. Heck no. This is called MeTube. Okay? I renamed YouTube to MeTube. When you're on my channel, you're on MeTube. All right? Me, myself, and I, all three of us. See? See? Yeah, you dirty rat. Yeah. But when that's what happened to Katie's channel. And that is actually why she stopped even doing panels altogether. And she was just doing solo streams. And that's because Truthfinder kept going after her channel. That's why. And if you guys remember, he literally struck like it. He was going at her before the thing, and before he hit Brett, the settlement, before he went at me, because he hit Brett first, and then he went after me. Then he went after Silver Diamond. Then he knocked out the shit show and took it out of orbit for like a month or two or whatever it was before getting it back. He nuked Ambient and Alcohol. He nuked Pathetic Cult Diaries. When Dutchie was on running that one. She did have some pretty big panels at a few points on there. She did. And a lot of people in the chat. A lot. It was Late Night Mr. P was going live, and Quick Vic, and she would be restreaming them. And you'd have like frickin' 40 or 50 people over on his channel, and you'd have another frickin' 40 or 50 people on her channel. Hey, listen, unless you mix them together, that's like 100 people watching on either or channel before Truthfinder nuked it. And, as much as Wicked Weenie out there hates my guts, man, and has me blocked, I will say this, for those Canadians, the Canadian girls, when you had Squishy, you had Wicked, you had Dutchie as a trio, there you go, man. Perfect storm, the perfect hellstorm. Love or hate them, man. They did put on some shows, and a lot of us were there watching it. Yeah, we were. But Truthfinder knocked him again. Truthfinder took him out. Wicked Weenie doesn't even go live on the channel she has now. It's blank. Last I checked. And Squishy, when is the last time she went live? I can't even. Dutchie's gone more than any of them all put together in recent days, months, maybe even years. But it's just, yeah, dude, love or hate Truthfinder UK. Oh, here, I can unpin that now. Love or hate him, man, he was very effective in what he did. And not that I'm vouching for taking channels down, because it's the dumbest thing you could possibly ever do. Because you're erasing all that history that's on their channels. And if you're doing content on those channels and you knock them out, man, it's gone unless you download it and then you have it for your greedy self, right? Shit, I got live streams, people talking shit about me from 4 years ago, and I could easily reload a lot of that stuff up because the channels that they were on are just dead or they're just gone. I've got some of Lisa B's old panels on her original CMTSU channel. I could easily just throw right up again. Not a whole lot of it, but I've got some of it, and clips and things like that. But it's like I did some of it, but it's like, this shit is so old. Ain't nobody talking about this stuff anymore. Most people don't even know what her original channel even was, what it stood for, and didn't know anything about why she got on here to begin with. So there is that. I mean, what is the point? And who really cares? I don't care. Do you care? I mean, why should we care? You tell me. But I had mentioned that Smiley Central dude, and I used to have that guy's email address, and I don't think I have it anymore. Um, that was in my old email, which somebody took that over. This is how obsessed these people had gotten with me. They actually hacked into my Facebook account. They hijacked it and took it over, and then they nuked it. They kept it for a little while, and then they nuked it. And then that wasn't good enough for them. They had to hack my email account that I posted on my about page on my other channel, and completely wipe that thing out. They deleted it. They nuked it. Well, they used it for a little bit, obviously, and then they nuked it. So I'm like, fucking A. I mean, really? Are you that obsessed with me on the internet that you have to hijack my shit and take it down? Really? Okay, then. And that's exactly what happened. But, I mean, dude, they nuked my channel. They nuked my channel. They took down Honest Day Point One. And there was people that were screaming, "Yay! He's finally ding dong! The witch is gone." Well, the witch was actually, well, never mind, somebody else, but the Wicked Witch of the Midwest, but looking more like Wicked Bitch. But so my thoughts on Trump said is he's an idiot. I know you're not talking about that. Yeah, Trump said's an idiot. He all he does is get in the chat and just dump the same thing over and over and over and over. He's got nothing of real. He can be fun to play with, like a play toy at times. Like the Daily Growl, rough. You remember when that came into all these different colors? Yeah, that. But other than that, it's like kicking a can down the street. I mean, they're for the neighborhood aluminum can abatement officer, which is otherwise known as Rick Crude, to pick up and grab a hold of. And remember, when he stole that street sign or whatever it was, that thing's made of solid aluminum, and he can definitely recycle that as long as he peels off the property of the city of Houston tag off of it and files that one off. Should be good to go, right? Yeah, that stealing off of construction sites. Taking scrap metal and shit from there. But other than that, I mean, it's just like yawn some more. Hey, you know something? That's a perfect opportunity for a guy to go live and talk about the Iran bullshit going on right now. Go for it. By all means, you need to go live and talk about that for the next 4 hours, because we don't hear enough about it on the evening news. So absolutely go live and talk about what's going on over there. Anyways, I did talk about that briefly. I did talk about that. And the way Teratopia was talking about was World War III before the end of the next commercial, but the next commercial never got here. And I like, yeah, this is going to be a special forces kind of a thing. So Rick Crude and Mike Cerrone are I'm sure well on their way over there now. Don't laugh too hard. Rather than a full freaking a whole like company or division of freaking troops being deployed over there to fight a ground war with 1 million Iranian army soldiers. There you go. And now for the weather. So, I mean, people that are in the special forces, I don't think they join the military when they're in their freaking mid-40s. Well, where do you think I am? You've got to be a lot younger than that to get into that, and people that even try out for that, what is the low percentage of people that actually become that? So I guess for those one Rick Crude and one Mike Cerrone and who the fuck ever else, I want to play that song Green Berets. That was a good movie. That was the Duke in that one. Remember that one? Not talking about the Dirty Dozen. Anyways, not the cheesy 80s spin-off TV movie. Oh God, that thing tanked. That was worst. I do remember that actually as a kid. But anyways, I think Therefore, I am. So that could be that could hold the unlock the mystery of where. I'm actually not going to say that. Never mind. Given the gravity of the situation, I'm not going to say that. And I honestly, from what I've learned about that situation, I really do hope that guy well. I hope that he pulls through this and makes a miraculous recovery and is back to his old self. As much as we cringe at it, again, I'm not talking about Recruit. Let's see here. What else is there to talk about? Anyways, where is your chat? This is a vertical stream, and these are annoying to do. I know it's convenient for me, but not for you. Since I just decided to kick my live stream and just start talking about what the fuck ever. Actually, I came on here to pay respects to what I've learned from somebody that I know who's pretty credible at things like this. That we've since lost gR8, and I think that's a bummer. I wasn't going to speak to it until I saw like Lisa posting about it and other people posting about it. I think that stinks. Only there like it is. Maybe there is some truth to that. Only the good die young. What can I say? It's a crying shame. So since I've came back on this platform, I could go down the list of YouTubers that we've long since lost. I gave a shout out to somebody that was that was following my old channel that the bastard cancer took. I all but forgotten she was sub to my channel. I'm talking about someone known as Mama Bubbles, and that she actually did get in my chat a few times, and I would give a shout out to her. So it's. But anyways, that's someone most of you don't know, who comes from, again, my old side of the street. But other than that, it's. You'll never see me make light of that. It's sure there's some people that were part of the Abe Nayers or people that used to get on YouTube and just talk relentless shit about me to no avail, and that's all they talked about. Sure, who have since passed, and you've never heard me make a mockery of their death. I think that sucks. We all have to face the Grim Reaper. Shout out to the Grim Reaper Network, by the way. That's another dude Tyrant Wars used to go after. That dude. I almost all forgot about him. The Grim Reaper Network guy. Some of you probably know him. Silly Central, thank you. That's correct, not Smiley Central. Is that guy still around? I have not talked to him in a very long time. He's an old friend of mine. I used to get on his show and I used to get his chat usually and say hi. I got on his panel a couple times, and then he used to get on my channel too. That's why that guy Emo got so mad at me, because obviously it's an arch nemesis enemy of him. So, shout out to Nemesis. We would do a tribute to Nemesis Reincarnated. Nemesis is the kind of guy who's like Pet Cemetery on YouTube. His channel dies. One of them got nuked, I know. And he takes his channel down, and then you bury him, and then he comes back again, a lot more volatile and vicious and what have you than the last time. So, yeah, I can confirm that the channel known as Nemesis Reincarnated has passed away. The actual creator behind that channel is all good and well. I just talked to him not that long ago and asked him why you took your channel out again. So, but yeah, Nemesis nuked his channel again. That was driving Rebel City, aka Connie, bonkers. Because Blues was getting on there with Willie, Hobos, whatever it is, that guy, and others. Well, now his channel's gone again. So We'll have to see in the future if he reemerges. But we could pay our respects to a untimely channel death. I will confirm with you that his channel did not get nuked. I have the link to it. It says this channel has been closed by the creator, which means he has deleted it. He didn't hide it. He actually outright deleted it. So it's gone. So we'll do a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9er for Nemesis. I do too. I do like Nemesis. People fucked with him for the longest time about his military background, which he does have. I've seen his DD-256 honorable discharge certificate. I've seen his 214. He published him on his old channel also, and all of that. So, but the guy is going through a lot. So I would just ask you guys to keep him in mind. He's been going through some rough times in his real life with things, and that's not for me to to put out there. He's talked a lot about a lot of this stuff before on his own channel with a lot of you, and so and that I get his level of, I get it. I get it. I totally get his level of frustration and why he does the things he does. So but there was a community there, and of people also. And Justin used to go hang out with Nemesis about quite a bit. gR8's other half used to get up on his panel quite a bit and hang out with him. You'd have a guy that was in the Air Force and a guy that was in the Marines sitting there, just doing their thing, going at it. But yes, definitely. In reality and fairness, it was 28 people still here. I've gone way longer than I intended to, but I will say this: despite he is the worst. He is the worst of the worst. Yeah, he. It's I don't hate the kid. I don't hate the kid, and this is not going to be popular for me to say. But I don't want to see anybody homeless. He's living with his mom, and I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see anybody homeless. I get totally, and I am not undercutting the fact that he sat there and they sat there and just squatted and for how many years. And why this guy didn't get a job. There's the other Virgo in the chat. How you doing? Why he didn't get a job rather than sitting here arguing freaking relentlessly with people on the internet, on YouTube, daily, on panels, for all this time rather than going out and focusing on like real life stuff, like a job. I don't know. I have no idea. If I sat here and told you guys that the highlight of my life is getting up and going to work each day, I'd be a bald-faced lie. On that note, I am very grateful to have a job in the place I work. But there are days when I just dread going into my job. But I just do it because it's what the better part of us in life do. Take that advice, Terry. Seriously, dude, get your life back on track and go get a job. You'll feel better, I'm sure, that way. I would feel more guilty not having a job than having a job. I don't care if I'm picking up trash. I don't care if I'm cleaning out porta potties. Jobs I've done jobs where I picked up trash as part of the job. But I mean, as far as, what I'm driving is, I don't care what kind of job it is, or the civil service jobs that I did. Any of that stuff. The university gig that got put on blast that I didn't put out there on March 6th of 2023 by Flying Monkey. who had said back then that she didn't revenge for me doxing her. Well, I didn't dox her. I actually have the video clip of the guy who did that for the very first time. It's back in my community tab. It's still out there on YouTube to go find in YouTube land. Rick Crew did it. He's the one who did it. So anyways, neither here nor there. But no, Connie is. Don't sit here and think that I'm downplaying what he has done in his life. This dude, got he completely got his own life off track. He sat here he has sat here and continues to sit here and argue with people and bicker and go at people, dox people, and people have donated to him, and he had some real good friends there. Queen Wasp was his real friend. So was Nemesis. I tried my damnedest to kind of steer him in the right direction at one point, but he wanted no part of that. I don't sit here and talk about it. My channel's not about Connie. You guys know this of me. I don't sit here and talk about him. I don't go live because of him. He goes live. He has talked all kinds of mad, foul shit about me relentlessly, and I don't care. Have you seen me fire at my live like Rada does or any, in complete total rage, just to either compete with him or to over his shit? No. Why? What would that achieve? There's plenty of people out there doing that now. And I'm just not in the mix of that. I don't think about him day and night. I don't cover him very much. I'm just pointing out a few facts about him. And so you're never going to find me arguing with any of you out here that he is his own worst enemy. I tried even recently in my community tab to encourage this kid to go get a job. Okay? I told him, look, get off of YouTube and go find a job. And he tries to spin it and say, oh, well, now he was telling me to get off of YouTube. Listen, I don't care if he's on YouTube 24/7, live streaming with no sleep. This guy is some kind of a freaking, like Data off of Star Trek or something, a human. But you know what I mean? He's like half human, half machine. I don't care. I'm not vested in it, or what he does online. I just simply made a point that, if you're nothing in your life as it is now is gonna change for you unless you get up and do it. You make a change for yourself. And that you have to just get out there and do it. Terry, you've been out of work for almost a full freaking year, man. Whether you work or you don't work has no bearing on my life. The same for him. But I mean, I'm certainly going to sit here and try to give you some words of encouragement to go do better for yourself. Just like I do him. Just like him. Despite all the fucked up foul shit he's done to me. Okay, that's it. He should go find somewhere to work. I don't care if it's part-time, anything, because nothing is going to change for his scenario, his life, unless he does. Unless this kid's on like a disability or something like that, and got a regular income none of us know about that makes it so he doesn't have to work, or he's got some kind of hidden freaking like inheritance, like 0151 out there has like some kind of like family trust or something, allowance they call it, whatever it is. If you've got some income other than having to work, so you don't have to work, well, okay, dokie then, kudos to you, better you than me. But I'm just simply stating that I have had a job consistently since I've been on this platform, with very, very short unemployment gaps. But the point being is I work. Not because I wanna, it's because I gotta. that's the way. That's just what makes the world go around, whether we like it or not. That's just it. So he needs to go. You making videos. I don't know who did those videos where he's faking. He took videos of freaking Rick Barry, AK Productions, on a stream with what's his name, like Wiz Nation and some of those people back in the day, and then stuck me in the video to make it look like I was there, and then you see the audio just cut right there at the end, and there's like this silence, this gap. He forgot to cut that out of the video, and you can see like these time lapse pictures of him in the video. It's like that frame by frame. It's not even like 30 frames per second, or 15. But the point being is, if he did those videos, you just proved to the world you have ample time on your hands. If you can sit there and make cheesy edited videos, then why can't you go on the internet and, I don't know, fill out a few job applications? Go find somewhere to work. I guarantee you, he'll be much happy. You'll be much happier that way. If you're working, then anybody I know that works will tell you that having a job versus not having a job, it's the difference between night and day, apples and oranges. If you're working, you're doing something productive, whether you like your job, or even if you despise your job. Hopefully you don't, because let's face it, jobs are very much a part of our lives. But shout out to Vacation, Holiday Road. It's a Holiday Road. Remember that song? So still, we work because we have to work. And that's just the way it is. I wish the world in general were a better place to be, don't you? I do. But and I've always been a firm believer that the world is what we make of it. And sometimes those might be scenarios that are beyond our control or means. I get it. Everybody runs into a hardship at some point in time of their lives. I don't care who you are, what relation you are to who, or anything about you. But life has many moments. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'd be sitting here telling a bald-faced lie otherwise. So, it's the whole troll. Yeah, let me just go ahead and tell you my job. Let me give you my boss's phone number. We saw how that went for when Kane's job got doxed, and had 111 was sitting there harassing the living shit out of that, burning up the phone lines there. And well, we saw where it landed him today in some real hot glue, right? Oh, that's a big mess. I mean, it was like 8 misdemeanors or something like that he's being charged with. Something like that. They're all misdemeanors that I saw. And you're making me think of the Carmen Sandiego, show song. She puts the misdemeanor while she stole the from Lima, right? So I don't remember all the lyrics, but you know what I'm saying? Where I'm going with this? So anyways, where are we at here? Where are we at? Terry still does not know how to manage a community tab, for the life of him. That is a you problem, not a me problem. It's really not that hard to navigate a community tab. Go back and learn how to fucking use it, Terry. I tell you what, before I end this thing with 31 people in here, I will sit here and explain it to you. When you go to the community tab and you click on a comment or a post, there is a little drop down thing that says view most recent comments or view all comments. And what I have found with that option is by clicking either one, there's comments that are visible on either one. So when you go to a comment on comments on a community tab, if you click the option to see all comments or to see most recent comments, you're going to get a mix of different comments that will and will not be visible. That is how the community tab works. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, excuse me, may I have another? Anyways, guys, is that Shizzle in there? Anyways, here we go. I'll even give you a wrench. I saw him on Zatoichi's the other day. Zatoichi's channel. Anyways, have a wrench, my friend. Yeah, right, really. So listen, guys, I hate to do this to you, but you guys know all things being equal, all good things must come to an end. And the small YouTuber always hedges their bets. I've always said that. And the show would not be possible without viewers like you. This is ABS, the Abe Broadcasting Service. So, or the dun 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 dun. Anybody remember that one? The More You Know jingle. All right. So back in the day, man. Remember those crash dummies? You can learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt. So, hilarious stuff, man. Hilarious. Where's the beef, right? Well, you know, Terrytopia 2.0, because you nuked your 1.0 continent, is the little short lady that did Where's the Beef commercials. Wasn't that Wendy's? Was that Wendy's? I think it was Wendy's. They were advertising the square patties. You know what I mean? You got more meat out of them. Yeah, anybody who knows Wendy's would call that the poor boy steakhouse, just like a Steak and Shake. You ever been to one of those? They're called the poor boy steakhouse. So, anyways, what was I gonna say? The little lady that did those commercials was from Chicago. She was from the city. Okay, from the city. She knew Jamie. Okay, the Spit Cup Jamie. She knew Jamie. And back in the 80s, when she was doing these commercials, she was she was a German lady. She was German. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Anyways, yeah, 28 people are still in the house. Shout out to all of you. And I do thank you for coming. Terry, it's time for you to go live and for you to cover my community tab for the next 2 hours. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Hey, Terry. Community Tobs? Tobs? We don't need no stinking Tobs. Well, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we should go get some Tobs. So, anyways. Terry, you need to go live and you need to cover that. Terry, I don't get on your channel, man. You know why that is. All right? It's your channel. Do what you want with it, man, but you gatekeep it. So there you go. I don't get on Lisa B's anymore, right? Because she gatekeeps the wrenches, and that's fine. It's her channel. She can do what she wants to do. Well, actually, the real reason I don't get on her channel is because I got up on her panel and she keeps dropping and muting me and letting guys like Recruit or Rada run their mouths. And I'm like, well, how is that going to be? If all we're gonna do is get on a panel and sit here and fight over the same stupid shit, like Abe lives in his mom's basement and what the fuck ever for the next 30 years, well then this isn't going to be a fair fight if you're dropping and muting me and not them, and then letting them run rampant and then just calling it a win for them. So that's why I don't get on her channel. It's nothing. I have, as far as like Lisa B goes personally, I don't have anything with her. I don't hate her. I certainly don't hate her. And I just don't get on her channel for that reason anymore. It's just the way it is. That's how I am. If I get on your channel and you do shit like that over and over and over again, then bye. I'll see you later. Have a nice life on your channel. But yeah, like Lisa personally, I think she's fine. I have nothing against her. I think she's a very sweet lady, and I think I think the best of her. So Terry, when you go live on your channel, It's I don't. What's the point? It's just going to be you bringing up bedtime clown, calling me a PDF simp is all he does. But he has what he calls maybe receipts, which he has not shown for over 3 fucking years, of a live panel on someone else's channel, which I have the whole thing downloaded plus the chat replay, which I left up on my Honest 8.1 channel for over a year for people to download. Is Naven out there? Did you download it? I think did he download it? I think he should have downloaded it. If he didn't, I don't know. I'd be stunned at it. That's why I left it up for people to download it. Right? Go in there and grab clips out of it. Flying Monkey even did the same thing. So there you go. People like that. I mean, that's why I put it up so everybody could go in there, watch that video from 2020 fucking 3. Pardon my French. And if they're really that vested in what was going on somebody else's panel, it was Lady Dies, to be exact, in 2023. Now that we're 3 years into this, well, then it must be a sad life for you online, is all I have to say. And you got nothing else to go with. Other than try to go at me over something somebody else did to somebody else and somebody else. So there you go. I'm the guy who got up on that panel to ask all these people what the high hell was going on, try to figure it all out. But that's all they have to go with. It's the same stupid shit. The relentless, endless, same rerun, recycled, stale Abe trolling content from 2024. And in my particular case, 2022 to be exact. So we're going back 4 years ago into this, although other people in other areas of YouTube that I landed on next kind of got wind of it later. So they're not as familiar with what was going on 4 years ago versus 3 years ago. So, Terry, all I can tell you, dude, is we're not in 2024 anymore. It's time to move on. There's new horizons out there. I can foresee that I have a vision. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm a Mr. Cleo. Remember Miss Cleo? And I'm gonna put the tarot cards out for you. I'm gonna line them up and I flip every gosh darn card. I'm getting better at this. Sorry, God. Don't hit me again with lightning, please. I'm trying to simmer down. I'm trying to heal my burns from them first couple bolts of lightning I got struck with earlier in the stream here tonight. But I got tarot cards, and every time I flip them over and see Terrytopia on there, they say 2024, 2024, 2024. Why is that, Terry? Because you're stuck on the past. Because you got nothing else going on. So find something else to do. That's my best advice. Or don't. I don't care either way. Like I say, your channels are your channels. I have nobody to tell you how to run your channels. You do what you want. But, there's when people start yanking my wrench and gatekeeping that shit, ask COVID's. I mean, I left his channel because he was pulling that shit with me too. I said, fuck it, and I left. Yes, I did. I haven't been back on it since. How long? He hasn't gone live in forever. Do I hate the guy? No, I actually really like the guy. I would consider him a friend of mine. Do I get his channel? No. Why? Because I'm just not down with that shit anymore, man. The whole timeout Abe in the chat is over now, okay? That goes way back, and I know Wick Weenie, if she's sitting here right now, she goes, oh, I know what he's going to say next. He's going to say, Emmy alcohol. No, it's not. I wouldn't totally say it's like her fault, but I will say this: there's cross mods. I'm the one who pretty much coined that term out here to begin with, right? Yeah, there is that. I'm the one who coined the term cross mods, as I recollect it, and so if my memory serves me right, which it doesn't always, and I'm the one who came up with say, listen, there's cross mods on like all these different channels. So if you happen to rub them the wrong way on one channel, man, chances are they're gonna smack you on the next one and the next one, like a domino effect, right? There you go, dude. You're getting Adele. So anyways, yeah, that's just it. I mean, I don't care about that shit anymore. When you get on a panel and it just becomes a big dog pile show, and it's right. Somebody said this to me, and they're like, you know what it sounds like to us in the chat? They actually got on the panel. That was on Angels when I was on when Rada was up there calling me a stalker and a predator and all that other and a pedo simp and all that other bullshit lies that he likes to spew. Somebody came up on that panel and said, "You know what it's like for us down here in the chat to hear what it sounds like." So, yeah, when you got an asshole like Rada up on the panel just blasting his mic at 60 decibels over 9, clipping literally next to clipping his audio because he cranks it so loud to blast over you and just completely runs roughshod over the whole gosh darn thing and just screams over everybody and to completely wipe out the panel. Yeah, that's all you're going to hear. So is him. But yes, I get it. When you have a bunch of people on a panel and they're all fighting and all it sounds like is a bunch of stadium noise in the chat. It sounds different actually when to the people in the chat than it does on the panel. There's like a time delay and the audio gets compressed, man. It's like squeezing it through a little straw because they cap off the bandwidth with StreamYards to YouTube. So you're naturally going to... Why do you think StreamYard takes up so much bandwidth? Well, it does it for a reason. So compared to YouTube, it's like it's literally like taking a freaking peanut butter and jelly sandwich and squeezing it through a little straw. And now it comes out on the YouTube side after like a 6 or 7 second delay. So the audio's all freaking compressed, but it's not as compressed as it is on StreamYard. StreamYard used to sound really, really tinny, and they've done a lot to patch it. It's still not the best. I hate Restream.io because it does not like Android phones. It kicks them off. I've tried everything to adjust. Good morning, the other CTC. I've tried every which way to sit there and compress my own audio on my own phone, and it never works. That's like the ASMR guy when he went live on his Covefe with Draven channel. I would go up there and get kicked off within like 30 seconds or less because Restream.io just did not like my audio. And it's like, nope, doink, you're off, you're done. And it just kept kicking me. So I hate Restream.io. I always hated Restream.io. I would take Streamlab over that. And that's gotten way better, but it's still not that greatest. Freaking StreamYard, or do the Discord thing. That golden the Golden Boy Report guy and other people. Do you know who Tom Foolery show is? That guy. That guy does the same thing. He does the OBS with StreamYard or with Discord. And if you have to get in this guy's Discord server and his VC to join. But he is like a podcaster type person, so he's not doing open like panels where everyone's just screaming at the freaking top of their lungs at each other for 3 hours straight. So there's a big diff there, right? Yeah, kind of, sorta. So I mean, it's just, what is the point of getting on a panel and everyone just screaming at each other and nobody will take turns. I get it when you have people hogging it, you can't get a word in edgewise. Here is my biggest pet peeve with this. The one thing I really hate. This is one thing I hate is when people ask you a question and they sit there. As soon as they ask you the question, they or some other jackass on the panel immediately jumps on there and starts answering the question for you. It's like, why did you ask me a question if you're not even going to let me have 5 seconds to answer that question? Excuse me, may I have another? I mean, is it me? Is there something wrong with me here? When you ask somebody a question, you normally sit there and let them have a few moments to, I don't know. And what smart people that tend to be a little bit more, and I'm not trying to dumb it, I'm not sitting here calling myself next to Einstein or what's the guy's name? Neil deGrasse, and then there are the who's the other guy? The English guy in the wheelchair that was an astrophysicist guy, Stephen Hawking. No, I am far be it from that. Don't take me from that. I'm just simply stating that people that tend to be a little bit more intellectual and, don't take that for what's not, tend to pause and think about what they're going to say before they're going to say it. And all you have is some asshole like Rada or who the fuck ever getting on there and screaming over you, taking over the whole show, and not letting you answer the question that you were asked, not them. And then everyone's saying, oh, see, there it is. I'm like, there what is? You didn't let me answer the question. You asked me a question. You wouldn't fucking let me answer it. I hate it when people do that. It's just, oh, I hate it. I cringe. I tell you, I cringe. I couldn't begin to tell you how many people have done that to me. And I just got to the point where I'm like, why? I don't answer questions, okay? If first of all, if it's not a loaded question that in other words, it's a antagonistic insult that you're hurling at me, and you're bearing it in the form of a question. If you actually have a legitimate question, that's a question to let me fucking answer, not five other people who don't know anything about it, or I'm sorry, you're not me. So I just finally said, you know something? I don't have to answer any questions at all. Well, nobody has to answer questions, period. Okay? Nobody is anybody for you have to prove yourself, disprove yourself on the gosh darn internet. Okay? This is just internet social media. You don't have to sell your resume. These people are not hiring you for a job. How many of them have jobs themselves? Some do. Some do not. I'm not sitting here alienating everybody, but again, if you're on a panel with somebody and people are bombarding you with a bunch of stupid questions, or even a mix of valid questions, it's up to you whether you are going to answer in part or in full any of those questions at all. That's completely up to you. It's in the eyes of the beholder. And just because you choose not to answer a question doesn't mean that you have something to hide. Sometimes people just get fed up with people bombarding them with a bunch of stupid fucking questions. When everyone's trying to play a gotcha to grab a clip, right? Right. So, but that being said, if you ask somebody a question on a panel, it would behoove you to let the person that you're asking that question to, maybe it would be a good idea to sit back and let them, answer it. And even if you don't like the answer you're getting because you were hoping for something else, maybe you should not just cut them short at the knee and try to redirect them, or to simply put words in their mouth and once again start answering the question for them. It's one of the stupidest, oldest tricks in the book. Listen, I had more amusement playing telephone and freaking pre-K back in like 1986. But to get on the YouTube and literally feel like you're playing telephone with a bunch of grown ass adults, physically, maybe not mentally, right? Yeah. It's like, really? I mean, this is the highlight of my day, right? I worked 13 hours today. I want to get home and have a bunch of people run their mouths and talk shit and ask me a bunch of stupid loaded questions and act like a bunch of fucking preschoolers on the god-forsaken internet. So, yeah, that's exactly what I came on here to do, right? Yeah, that's it. So, no thank you. I will pass. Anyways, Naven, I see you're still in the chat, and I did ask you a question earlier, and I wanted to know if you downloaded that Lady Di live stream from back in the year 2023 that I actually published in its entirety on my Point One channel. I put two videos up on that. The first thing I did is I published, or I mean, reposted because that live stream was made private after it ended. I took that live stream and I put the whole thing up. It was like 3.5 hours long, or how 2.5 hours, whatever. I think it was over 3 hours. And I screen recorded the entire show, almost from start to finish. I might have missed the first couple minutes or something of it, but for all the juicy stuff was in there. And what I did is I took that video and I took about 20 some odd, 27, 28 minutes, 29, whatever it was, when I got on the panel, and I actually made a second video where I clipped that part and put it up and left that video up. And those videos are the ones that guys like BTC are just dying to get their hands on. I'm going like, okay, you've known who I have, you know who I am, you've known of me and my channels for how long now? The videos were left up forever. I even left all the videos up with Rick Rude calling next to NSA and freaking Langley, Virginia on me. I'm up on my that channel at Honest 8.1 channel. Every single call that Rick Rude made on Lisa B or me or Lady Di, or he even called, even on freaking Huckleberry, he called on her a couple times over that, when he was getting trolled over that truck that he was supposed to get. That, remember Mr. Box Truck smashed to smithereens? Yeah, that. And all the other shit. I'm trying to think of who else that he did that to. Called the cops on. He's called the cops on so many of us. It's not even funny. But I will vouch for every single phone call that Rick Rude called law enforcement of any level, whether it's the local PD on up to the FBI men, it'll be Homeland Security investigations in Washington, D.C. He did call them on me, which led to the FBI calling me, which really happened. Those phone calls he did on live streams on his old channels, which are gone. But I sat there and I screen recorded every single one of those, and I made those public on my point one channel. And a number of people downloaded them. Some people replayed them. And I left those videos up I left them up for quite a while. And then I took them down. And then a couple people asked for copies of them. I just threw them back up again, left them up for like a couple of weeks or so, and then ended it. I would have to run that by Mike Cerrone. Again, good morning, Mooney420. I would have to run that by him because he knows more about that than obviously I, but or the FBI. But all those phone calls he made. I put every one of those on my channel. I think there was like 9 or 10 or 9. It was like 9 or 10 of them in total, and they're all in separate videos of him doing it. And in some of those cases, I ended up calling those police departments back myself and introducing myself to them and saying, "Hi, I'm the guy that you just had a crazy guy call you about." Can you imagine being like a 911 dispatcher? Of course, I'm calling non-emergency lines around the country, or whatever. Could you envision, or tribal police where Lisa B lives, getting a phone call from some guy on YouTube you've never heard of or spoken to, saying, hey, just thought I'd let you know, I'm aware that you had a call from a really crazy, psychotic, raging lunatic known as Rick Rude. And I thought I would give you a call back and introduce myself because I happen to know he called you on me." And having them standing there going like, "Okay, how would you know this now that he did this?" And this is really awkward and odd. So, I did talk to a number of these police departments and sheriff's departments, state agencies, that he did that. I talked to tribal police. The FBI called me on the phone, wanting to know why he called Homeland Security investigations in Washington, D.C. on me, which he did do. All of it, just all of that. I have this like long ever going list that just kept growing and growing. And what he was trying to do, hello 420 Moon, good morning. What he was trying to do to me was he thought he was going to get me arrested for impersonating an officer on the internet. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not going to work in your favor. And it didn't. It didn't work for him as much as it didn't work for that salty rant guy or any of them doing that. Any of them. So it's just comical. It's like you are so hell bent. You know how many calls that university got? They got flooded with them, man. Flooded. So they finally what they did is the old HR director that was there, I think is still there now. That was there when I worked there. I had a nice long talk with her. And I had a talk with the somebody that's involved in that security out there now. Because prior it was a police department, and that's when I worked on it. But the chief was retired at that point. The old assistant chief was in a different role. That's how a lot of smaller liberal arts campuses and colleges and universities are. I mean, there's multiple hat wearers. Hell, my old police chief was assistant football and basketball coach too. But anyways, point being is, there were so many calls being made to this university about me. People trying to get everything they could on me out there. That they actually put out a bulletin on me at that campus to all the student workers that answered the switchboard, to everybody up to the administration, from what I understand, of that university, that if anyone calls about me trying to get employment records and all this other stuff, that it will be immediately redirected to the director of human resources, to that person's direct phone line. They actually rewrote the entire personnel policy because of me, because people on YouTube that were so obsessed with trying to debunk everything I've ever done was, what are you trying to do? Get me fired from a job that I got laid off from? Well, at that time, over 2 years prior, well, more like 3 years prior. Most of the stuff was going on in 2024. It was actually 2023, 24. So yeah, 3 or 4 years ago at that point. It's like, you're trying to get me fired from a job that I don't work at anymore, and left on very good high terms. And to this day, I am still rehireable for any position out there that I'm eligible to put in for. Whether they form a police department again, which I highly doubt they'll ever do at this point, at this juncture, whether I want to put in to be an assistant professor or what the fuck ever. If I want to go work in as a janitor, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that I want, that I apply for and want to do, I am more than eligible to go back out there again as staff or faculty. Again, if I'm qualified to do so. So no one's going to change that. I don't care what you try to do on YouTube. People on YouTube, it didn't work then. It would definitely not work now. And that's just the way it is. I remember when Flying Monkey was around, God rest her soul. I'll be, again, it's nothing to reckon with. But you can't cheat death. We all have to face it. I do, you do, we all do. That's the real bitch to life. It really is. But she had tried to get records with the City of Rockford Police Department. Those people have nothing to do with the university's department. There was that idiot hillbilly man that tried to do a FOIA request with the county clerk's office. The county clerk's office? Are you trying to pull the deed to a ranch, a marriage license, a notary public? Because I used to be one of those. Are you trying to find my old notary public record? What are you trying to do? Oh, well, I'm trying to get records on your job at the university. What the hell? What would the county clerk's office have to do with that? The county clerk's office doesn't even manage the personnel record files for the county sheriff's department. Why would they have records for a campus, university, college police department? The answer is no and no again. That's how stupid these people are. Anyways, how you doing, Crafty Cat? I mean, just relentless. You can't be that stupid, really. But there are people actually out there that are that dumb. So, anyways, that's my soapbox with that one. But it's just hilarious that somebody would obsess over somebody that much on the internet, that they would go to those lengths, even though they can't get shit right, to try to get records from all these other agencies, these government entities, than well, it wasn't the university itself is not a government entity. It's just they're allowed in as being a private nonprofit to have its own internal police force, and that's exactly what they did for 4 years. So I took the full benefits of that job, and I look at me. I'm sitting here with graduate education with a $0 student loan balance. Isn't that awesome? I'm telling you guys, tuition remission is an awesome benefit. And wherever you work, and if you don't have a college degree, or you want to learn a trade, or you want to take some course that's going to help you in your job, and they're offering it for you, you're a fool not to jump on it. It's like a pot of gold sitting there at the end of the rainbow with your name written all over, and the gold coins. There's like platinum coins in there. You gotta just. Why would you not go for it? Why would you just walk away? Just leave it for the next guy or gal, right? No and no. I took full advantage of those benefits, and I'm one of the lucky few that can sit here and say I have over $100,000 worth of college education, and I got the better part of it for free. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it is, actually. I paid for my associate's degree in cash, is what I did. So those credits back, when I started taking college classes for the first time ever, 26 years ago, wasn't really that expensive by comparison to it is now. So those undergrad credits were really not that bad at all. But back in that time period, no. But now, zipping along over a quarter a century later, as hard as that is to believe, it gets kind of expensive. It's kind of costly. And I feel for every single person out there that struggles with college debt. I really do. So, I mean, somebody with a master's degree can become an assistant professor. They can. There's professors out there that don't have PhDs. It depends on what you're teaching. There's no written rule that requires a professor to have a PhD. And there's different levels of that type of a degree that are not even considered PhDs. So like the one I was looking at doing, if I ever do it again, which I probably won't, not at this point in my life, but I mean, if I was 15 years younger, I would probably jump all over it. And it's not called a PhD. It's called a DBA, Doctor of Business Administration. And it's not considered a PhD. PhDs are very specific to qualitative and quantitative defined studies, and as you're doing your dissertation, your studies and surveys and all the other bullshit that you have to go through to do one of those. So like there are degrees that are like of the higher above masters that you're just taking like a bunch of college classes and you're doing a thesis of some sort, but it's not like a PhD. So sorry there, non-professor, Terrytopia 2.0. Do not pass go or collect $500. Go straight to jail. Draw an orange card. But I'm in my mid 40s and I'm still burnt out of college. As many years as I've now been out of college for 5 years. 5 years. I have no interest in going back to school. I wasn't even going back to school to begin with, except when I found out that the college that I was doing was free. There was some stipulations in there. Yeah, I had to meet a minimum of a C higher grade, But the catch-22 to that is if you have straight C's and you take your C and see you later in any master degree program that I've ever heard of, you're going to get dropped pretty quick anyway because you're not going to make the grade. Your GPA is going to be too low to graduate. They're not going to. They're going to like expel you. You go on academic review, and then they're going to say goodbye, hasta la bye bye. This isn't working out for you. It's not working out for me. See you later, sucker. So yeah, when you're taking, you don't really any college degree, you don't want a bunch of C's on there. I mean, we all get them. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, not everyone's as straight A's. That's very rare. No matter how much hard work you put into it, some people just don't. They're just not cut out for it. Doesn't mean they're any less. To me, they're not any less smarter. It's just that some people are just, I don't know, they're just naturally better at going to school than other people are. So there's that. I mean, just because you might run into somebody that's got a PhD or some shit like that doesn't mean that they're an expert at everything anyway. They're just an expert. They're just an expert at their particular, very narrow, defined field that they're in. That's what they're an expert in. So I mean, that just goes with the territory. I mean, I know people, very few people, aside professors that I had that actually had them. One thing I learned about a PhD is you have to do so much like work, academic work, in order to maintain it, to keep it. The doctor status, if you're actually going to use it, not medical doctor, but a educational doctorate. So, and most of those people really make their money out of doing publications anyway, like writing books and articles and all kinds of shit like that. So, But anyways, neither here nor there. I do not have a PhD. The Rata out there and other people are saying, "Oh yeah, Abe's got 2 master." I said he had 2. Show me a clip. I said I had ever had 2 master degrees. I get kind of sick and tired of getting mixed up with Sam Hill American, who's the one who says that he has 2 master degrees. Maybe the guy does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Who would know but him? So he knows the truth of that. But I am not Sam Hill American. I'm not the one never came on this platform and said I had 2 master degrees. No. What I did say, however, is this. I have 3 college degrees. Figure it out from there. I do not have duplicate degrees. In other words, I don't have 2 bachelor degrees. I don't have 2 master degrees. I don't have 2 associate degrees. I have one of each. One of the other. It's really not that hard to figure out. Anyways, I love this. I love how we get into this whole like, what's the word I'm looking for in this one? This whole like, just like psycho obsession over somebody's academic or non-academic background. I mean, did I ever go to somebody asked me if I was in like Skull and Bones. Nemesis said that. I think he said, well, yeah, you were probably a part of that Skull and Bones fraternity or whatever it is. Like all your presidents and big shots, your big CEOs and shit, like a lot of them may have been or whatever. Like highly successful business people and politics and whatever, I hate politics for one thing. I'd never be any good in it. I would hate it, so it wouldn't be any fun. I wouldn't do the people I'd be serving any justice, because I would just suck at it, not care. But about it. But kudos to those that do, I guess. I hate politics in general. I think that politicians should wear sponsor jackets like NASCAR drivers so we may identify their corporate sponsors. What do you guys think? Hell yeah. I remember said the Silver Diamond one time and she got a kick out of that. That was funny. Anyways, no, I do not, I could never be part of a fraternity that is exclusive to Ivy League colleges, because that's where you would find that fraternity to begin with, is in those schools. So I didn't go to an Ivy League school, so I would not be part of Skull and Bones. Although there is a Bones on YouTube. Maybe he was. Go ask him. Anyways, so no, no. I love the guessing game though. It's always fun. I absolutely think it's amazing what you hear about yourself when you're not here, and people think you're not listening, or even if you're not listening, some schmuck out there is, or well, my eye. Shout out to my I Spy team. Remember, you guys remember the T-shirts back in the '90s, the I Spy T-shirts? Yeah, I have my own I Spy team, right? Dun dun dun. Look out! Look out! Let's see here. Where are we at? Freemasonry. Okay. Well, Freemasons have nothing to do with the Skull and Bones fraternity. You want to correct? You want to correct me on that? Go live. Go live and talk about Skull and Bones and the Freemasons, Terry. Don't forget the Shriners too. Talk about the 33rd degree Mason. Anyways, my old buddy One Stop out there is Freemason. We've talked a lot about stuff like that. Rev Kelly, I guess he's one too. But a Master Mason is anyone that makes the 3rd degree, of course, and anything from the 4th degree up to the 32nd degree is part of the Scottish Rite. There it is. 33rd degree is an honorary thing that's given to, I want to guess, like less than 100 people a year are given that. I'm probably even less than that will achieve that status of being a 30. You have to be heavily involved in that to ever reach the 33rd degree. I've got family next to kin that have backgrounds in that area, that's them. That's what they do. Not all Masons go on to be Shriners. Some just stay in the lodge. That's their right, if that's what they so desire. There's a lot to that. But anyways, we're not talking about that. Terry, go live and talk about the eyeball and the pyramid on the back of the US $1 bill. Because that is, I will tell you, that is a Masonic symbol. Right there, right there. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I've been out here too long. Thanks for tuning in. I got 20 likes out there. How about that? How do you like them Snapples? Does Rata even have a server? I don't know if he does or not. I know he's in the Trap House one, or he comes and goes out of that one. But you'll catch me dead in a VC in there. Nothing against Squishy, but I don't have any problem with her. Why deal with that village idiot? I just choose not to. How's it going, that part? What's happening, man? I'm still here, John, but not for long, because I got to get out of here and do some stuff. So there you go. There you go. Ooh, them's fighting words. When you call people a snitch, at least you didn't call them a bitch, right? I mean, you guys, I'm an equal opportunity basher. I take no pride and joy. I take no glory and I just like to get out here and have fun. But yes, I do call men bitches. I call men bitches. I call women bitches. I can be a bitch myself. Someone clip that. Anyway, thanks for tuning, guys. I got to get out of here. Any last words of wisdom? There are speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. All right. My voice is really going now because I've been talking for too long. And I got to... Dr. Phil. That's funny. That's funny. Yes, I'm going to wrap this up. Terry, I'm going to be rooting for you that you can actually cross that threshold of the double-digit numbers and hold it for at least 10 minutes. Can you do that? I have faith in you. We've got this, buddy. Who's going live next? Virgo away says. I was talking about Virgo earlier in my chat, but it was Virgo Triad, not to go away. I remember when everybody was confusing those two. Two totally different people. Just like Alex V and Alex 09. I always knew they were two totally different people. Just like Golden Boy Report, plural reports versus Golden Reporter 1. are two different people, but there's golden eyes, and everybody's got golden. What is going on here? And their channel names. It's like back in the day, man. Everybody was, all the cop watchers were News Now, whatever. And I think they stole that from News Now Nation, if my memory serves me right, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Who cares? No, you're not Triad. Triad was, I don't know where she is, but that was Virgo Triad. It was, these are people from the Lisa B side of YouTube. Most of them came from the Watchdogs. Black Rose 21843 came from there. So did Huckleberry. Did you know that? She started there too. And then I blamed somebody, and rightfully so, for introducing her to the 1A shit. Because I know they did it. Shame on them, right? If only they would have known then what they know now, right? Right on. But that's right. So you're talking about it? Yes, I'm talking about Virgo Triad. The one involved in the house fire thingy some years ago. She's got a pretty big channel too. Let's see here. I'm going to get going. As I said, I was going to do like an hour or 2 hours ago or whatever it was, and lost track of time. And here we are talking away right now, right here, right now. My God. What else was I going to say to that? So yeah, a lot of these people, what's it, the judge and executioner, known as the judge. I think Preston came from 1A. News Now Preston. Lisa B came from the Watchdogs. Yeah, she did. I'm trying to think who else. There's a list of them. Remember Kick, Keeping It Criminal? I missed that dude. Do you remember that guy? Man. Goddamn, Huck had to just drive that guy off the internet, man. Man. So that he used to use B1s, binaries. Remember that guy? He was like Trump said. He was always like, he was like her. I'm gonna try to say this without laughing too hard because this has been going on like for almost 3.5 hours. But I'm going to say it anyway. So, like binary and Trump said, "Hey, Taco's still here, man," are literally like the lollipop kids for Huckleberry. Sorry, Joker. Sorry, Spirit, but he was too. No, Joker was this guy that you literally could never talk to because she would like keep him at bay. And so much of us wanted to like just get to this guy and just talk to him. I mean, literally all I wanted to do was say hi to this guy. It's just like how Black Rose would like block me from talking to frickin' Virgo Triad, and I used to call her Kibbles and Bits, but she really goes by Kimbles. And I'm not. I don't call her that no more. No more. Don't hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. So she was really nice to me in COVID's. The last time that he went live about 480 moons ago. Sorry, 420. And she was actually I was kind of set back. She was very nice to me, and I was nice to her back in the chat. And I thought that was really pleasant. That was nice. So I will do a shout out to Kimbles. And I acknowledge you and that. I appreciate that. I'm sorry that you and I couldn't get a chance to just talk on Lisa B's back when Black Rose was running control over that. But it's just what it was, So Triad, she just went ballistic on me one night, and just because she started screaming literally at everybody at the top of her lungs, and then a couple times, then she kind of vanished after that. I haven't seen her around since, unless she's like, I don't know her to use stock accounts, but I actually had a couple of real, actual, like intellectual conversations with Virgo Triad, and I would definitely acknowledge that of her. You know, it's too bad that we couldn't just sit there and do that more. But somebody recently said that Black Rose was a very rude bitch. It was another woman too. I'm trying to remember who said that. God, somebody shout out again to the I Spy team. Sent me a screenshot of that. And I'm like, that's exactly her in a nutshell. Yes, it is. She's I don't know I don't wish her any ill will, but god dang it, she is just a nasty person. And even remember Binks even was like, who is this like chalky sound? How does she say it? This like and Rose took a great offense to that, and I thought that was hilarious. Of all people, you got Binks on there saying who is this like gravel? I think she said gravel sounding like lady on here. A lady she ain't. I mean, listen, some women are not ladies, just as some men are not gentlemen. Okay, I've been saying that since like the beginning of freaking time. Rick Crude treats women like they're a used like rack of yard tools that came out of like a Sears Roebuck's catalog. I mean, he just treats women like trash, and it's a wonder why he's another one like Rod's going to be single and staying that way. Just saying, just saying. Guys. Frick that. I owned that bird. He was trying to get my attention even more recently, and I don't even know why. I did tag him again last night, just to call him out for some shit. But he's such a baby back bitch, man. I mean, god dang. I have called him out. Everything I've said about him, I have told him to his face, and he knows that. I remember going at Steph on COVID's at least two or three times. I think at least twice we did that, and having them both on my channel and taking a whack at them one by one. And it's just like, god dang it, you scored a win on them when they're sitting there. You can tell they're like DMing each other what the hell to say next, just like was going on in Vegas Valleys. You can't tell me that on Joey's last night, Bird was not DMing her shit to say. Now I got no proof to show for that, but doing great. Well, she admitted she DM'd the link, so they do talk to each. He was there. He was trying to get up on the panel and shit. Remember that? So apparently he was backstage and couldn't get on there. But yeah, he was. I believe it. I believe he was trying to get up there. He's got to go white knight for his maiden his wench in distress. Oh man. I tell you, cannot make this shit up. You cannot make it up. You can't. You just can't. And yeah, you can't. You can't. Loaded Weapon was an awesome movie. It was a spin-off of Lethal Weapon. That was a good movie. Anyways, it was like a cheesy 90s, was like in the mid 90s or some shit like that. Spin-off. I thought it was great. It was not anything like the Blues Brothers 2000 or some shit like that. That was, oh my god, that thing. That was horrid. Oh geez. Some movies you just can't remake. And that's one reason I'm glad they never remade the movie Office Space. You just you can't duplicate that. I'm sorry, you can't make a sequel to that. It was then what it is now. You know, some movies you just can't rewrite them. You can't redo them. It just it won't work out. Like when I'm sorry, you just can't do it. I know they did that with the Connors and Roseanne. But they didn't do it to Connie's and Roseanne. So, anyways. Yeah, that's all I got. We still see Terry. This is how you do it, buddy. This is how you do it, dude. I still got 20, okay, 28. I spoke too soon. I was like 28 people still in my channel, and it's almost 3.5 hours into this thing. And I'm just sitting here talking. I'm just rambling on, man. There's no script here. I'm just talking to you guys. That's all I'm doing. Oh no, it's Office Space 2, the restapling. That would be funny. That would be funny. Anyways, I promised you guys a panel. It'll be either tonight or tomorrow. But just remember, promises are made to be broken. Be aware of this. And I really base it off of one thing, well, a couple things. Whether I feel like talking to any of your ugly mugs or not. I'm just kidding. Whether I feel like talking or not, or whether I just want to just kick back and chill. And it depends on who else is going live. I mean, sometimes there's channels that go live. Again, there's channels that I like to go hang out with that none of y'all know about, and I just go there and hang out. Let me just go ahead and drop those channel links now so we can have more sock accounts and people stir shit up over there and transform those very peaceful, undramatic channels into this shit. Including mine. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's not. AJM is in the house, man. TOS is still hanging in there. The Blues Brothers movie, we're on a mission from God. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with this on that note. Okay, we got this. It's 126 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. Thank you very much.